And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
All right, I'll give you guys a quick recap. You had successfully navigated the length and breadth of level 1 of this seemingly insidious tomb and acquired quite a bit of knowledge. Caesar also acquired a bronze shield that has an attractive effect on a lot of metals, however, is easily stymied by a piece of fabric.
That's
preposterous.
confusing.
You also saw a monstrosity appearing to be put together from a variety of corpses and armor, striding beneath you in the gloom. You navigated a series of rooms. Jax unfortunately lost his armor to a nefarious chest, and there was a number of other near misses, but you've successfully made it down to this next...
And my second suit of armor to the shield.
Oh, yeah. You've had a really unlucky metal time. Bad metal times all
Hey, now
around.
you don't have disadvantage on stealth checks. Result.
There's always a positive.
You can try to destroy the metal, but the metal is too strong.
That's kind of the foundation of
case of
Jax's
your metal.
character, really. Cool, and then you decided to go downstairs, and the first thing you saw in this new area was, firstly, that it's not as richly flora-heavy as the previous one. And secondly, you noticed a brass plaque on the wall across from the staircase that you just descended.
Oh, yep.
And I can refresh you on the details of it, although I think it is shared with you.
I think it is
It
shared.
says,
Bunch of
It's
new
on
riddles,
chapter
isn't it?
5.
yeah, the
Say
ring.
it anyway, I want to hear that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make it mysterious.
But
The ring is a path to another tomb. The dead abhor sunlight. Only a jewel can tame the frog. Bow as the dead god intoned. Into darkness descend. There you go.
Lovely.
So that's how we beat the frog hemoth back outside. We just got to give it some fancy
Give it some
jewels.
jewelry.
Right, boys, let's get out of here.
Put a ring
All right,
on it.
well, we got to get some jewelry first.
I
dude.
love that this whole excursion has just been to figure out how to kill the frog hemoth
How to romance
many
the
episodes ago.
please.
Yeah, the frog hemoth told us to cause this curse, right?
Considering we didn't actually fight the frog hemoth, all we did was banish it and then go, no.
Nah, we're good.
Yeah.
Banished it, had
We're
a
not
chat for
looking at how
30
to
seconds
defeat it.
and
We're
then
looking
left.
at how to seduce it.
Yeah, tame.
Right,
Good point.
Okay, so we didn't end up deciding on a direction, did we? There was this corridor that's clearly to the left at the base of the set of stairs.
Have we picked up any rings so far?
Yeah.
There was one
I
in
got
the
a ring of protection from one of those coffins.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the ring is
Which has helped, along with mage armor, to get me back to my normal AC.
Oh yeah, I
non-elemental
forgot.
AC.
I'm giving mage armor to multiple people now, aren't I?
Didn't that ring disappear?
It then reformed immediately.
Strange.
When did it disappear? I don't remember that.
When I first touched it, it turned to ash and then reformed into a ring of protection.
Ah.
Well,
And
the
then there
ash,
was also-
the ash surrounded me and did something. Who knows?
Yeah,
All right, no
there was
worries.
there was a
Ring.
key stage in between the disintegrating and the reintegrating in which the ash seemed
got
to
cursed.
settle on Jax's physique and then was absorbed somehow.
Standard Jack showmanship. It's just
Yeah, just me
prestidigitation,
smoking,
whatever.
just
I
me
know that spell.
You know who doesn't, though? The wizard.
The wizard doesn't know that spell. Oh my god, let's prestidigitate everything
Let's
just to show up.
roast this wizard.
Let's roast this wizard.
The first spell you learn at wizard school.
Yeah, I snuff out a candle and then relight it using multiple cantrips.
I changed Phoebe's spellbook to blue.
What is the wording of prestidigitation on changing the color? Does it say changing the color of an object?
I believe so, but
Color
let's...
mark or make a symbol appear on an object or surface for 1 hour. Is one
I
of
would
the
say because it
optional
says
ones.
object and not including magical objects, it wouldn't successfully turn the spellbook blue. Although, does the spellbook contain any inherent magicalness? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just all in the delivery of the wizard.
Well, this isn't damaging, so I would
know.
assume that it affects magical objects anyway, unless they
Yeah,
specifically
I'm
want to
gonna
resist
I'm
it.
gonna do a 180 and decide that a spellbook isn't inherently magical unless Phlebe has added some sort of secret diary effect. It's just a series
Ooh,
of words.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
interesting.
You can create non-magical trinkets, but you can color any object, or clean or soil any object.
Does that mean I could change the words on his?
Well, that's like because that like I've always this is outside. I don't know how actually Dungeons and Dragons the game does it, but like I've always played Magic like very Discworldy-esque. So the words themselves effectively have a personality of their own. And the reason why they are dangerous, and wizards and spellbooks are dangerous to read, is that the words will sometimes, the magic will try to take control of you.
So by default, there is not that assumption in D&D, although some people
clearly
play with words like that. There are words that do that, like explosive runes. You put magic into the actual writing of it, so that when people read them, or there's a whole spell that is basically magical writing that you can embed a spell effect into.
Yeah, like wards and things, and runes and wards tend to be that sort of a thing. But giving them personality, I think, is like you're talking about, Fleeb, is a level of flavor that I think is homebrew territory, which I kind of like.
Indeed.
But we haven't come across that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like your spellbook probably has some magical components in it, like the ink you use might be
Unlikely to be flammable.
But yeah. But I think as well, like this can affect, like prestidigitation doesn't care whether it's magic or not, but it's not gonna, because it can only do minor things.
I make
it
it
doesn't
smell
have to
like a
specify.
fresh baked pie.
Like all the destroying stuff will say non-magical because it would be too good, but this stuff just changes the color for an hour.
Yeah, I suppose
So
that
whatever.
That does make sense.
That's a good point. I could change
or I
the
can
words
make
for
it-
an
yeah.
hour. Oh
We
no,
can-
I'm gonna.
We can make his spellbook dirty every hour. No, it's just like he notices it's a bit dusty, blows it off, and then it's dusty again.
We just changed the words a little bit. Like we changed his light cantrip to fight.
Just
And
the
he's
name
just
on
like,
the front.
what? How? Where?
We keep changing the name on the front, so it's like Fleece's spellbook.
You see,
Fleeb's cookbook.
Orvex has taken out a piece of paper and a charcoal piece and is creating a rubbing of the brass plaque, or bronze plaque, I should say.
Just write it down,
Perfect.
Orvex.
You hear him
Cambridge is,
over
dude.
concentrating fiercely on his task. He says, "But where's the texture? Where's the original carving? I mean, there are many different
There,
kinds of
on the
handwriting
wall.
on bronze."
All right, we'll go into this room while you do that.
Oh yes, rooms. Yes, I'll be with you.
I'm gonna start walking down the corridor. Oops, I lost myself. Start walking down.
and he's delved
Okay,
into the
okay.
darkness of the.
Lead the way, Scramble, I'll follow.
Yeah. Actually, I should probably do a like check for traps and things because we know there's traps around. So can I do like a perception or something for
Yeah,
that?
give me a perception check, please.
Cool.
Traps in this dungeon.
Oh, natty one, baby!
Wow.
he,
What
ain't,
is
he,
that?
ain't,
How do you roll that?
he ain't detecting
What?
shit.
How do I roll? Oh, right, I see.
Because he's a halfling.
I roll it twice in a
lucky
row,
halfling.
except I made one of them invisible.
Oh,
Alright.
so
There's no traps here, boys. Don't worry about it.
You literally have a macro to compensate for when you roll a natural one, you get to roll again.
No.
No.
I was.
No. The joke there was that Bear can't roll ones because he gets to re-roll ones.
Oh,
so
I
my
see.
I
joke
mean,
was,
I can, but it's very, very.
my joke was I rolled
unlikely.
two because Bear can roll ones if he rolls two in a row.
Gotcha. Okay, so with a natural one, roll a d20 to see how bad it is.
Oh, I'm just gonna YOLO down this corridor and assume
I
there's
mean,
nothing
you can
there.
do that regardless. Oh yeah, with a 2.
Oh no! All your skin gets disintegrated.
Nah,
Let's go, boys!
With a 2, you manage to trip over and slide to that distance in the corridor before discovering a rather intriguing room.
Ah,
The walls and floor of this 15-foot square room are cracked, and amongst the cracks you see a number of carvings with images of terrified humanoid faces and bodies falling seemingly into the depths. Set into the middle of the floor is a stone relief carving of a bearded devil face painted green. Forlorn cries distantly echo from the black void of its jaws.
we've seen this before, right? The whole, like, darkness in the mouth. What happened last time? Pain? Pain happened, right?
Wait,
Yes.
is the darkness? Is this darkness in the mouth?
You're asking whether it's darkness?
In the
Well,
sorry.
sorry, you said that, like, there's seemingly echoes from its mouth. Like, the void is his mouth. And I assume you mean, like, it's pitch black in there.
Yes, it is very much dark in there.
Oh, we gotta go in there, dude.
I mean, It's a bit tight for someone as tall as me.
Into darkness descend. It says it on the plaque.
Oh shit, he's right though.
And meanwhile, I can bow as the dead god intoned, and I start playing the fiddle.
You can bow as the dead god in time. What?
I'm using the.
He's playing a string
Oh,
instrument.
right. I
to
see.
play a fiddle.
I had to skip multiple lines to see what you were saying.
Right.
Um,
Says bow, but
Yes.
well,
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I get you.
Caesar muscles up to the edge and looks at those cracks on the floor. With him being a dwarf and loves his stone cunning sort of stuff, if we go into that room, does Caesar know whether the floor's going to give out or not?
Yeah, give me a. I think stone cunning is history, right? Or it's any check. So give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay. But
With your dwarven stone cunning, you take a tentative step out, do a little knock, give it a kick, and you determine the ground shall not give way.
Brilliant. We're wandering.
nice. Let's walk in.
All right, Caesar, you want to jump in that mouth?
Will I fit in the mouth? How big is it?
Fleeb
It is about
searches
5
around.
foot wide. Fleeb, what would you like to
A
search?
huge.
Fleeb searches around for a small piece of broken up stone, casts light on the stone, and lobs it in the mouth.
Ooh, I'm gonna jump back if he starts doing that.
Making use of the fight cantrip.
Okay, as you find a little bit of rock pretty easily, you cast light on it. As soon as you throw it into the mouth, the light goes out, and you don't see the stone, and you don't hear anything. Oh, make a perception check.
Do 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 do. Too many sheets. Do 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 do.
Too many. Oh yeah, with the 22, you hear a very distant click of like rock hitting rock.
It's quite deep in there.
All right,
It
let's get
contains
the rope
magical
out.
darkness, and it contains magical darkness.
Tie the rope around Caesar.
It contains magical
I-
darkness.
Well, light would. The light from light would be able to shine in even the darkest of places, unless there was a more powerful darkness enshrouding it, which is clearly the case here.
Seen to darkness descend.
Yes.
I can just jump down and use slow fall to hopefully not kill myself.
Yeah, I mean, but we might want to get you back up. So you want to tug us? You want to hold this rope with you?
I'll hold this rope.
As much as I don't believe diving down the hole is a good idea, the rope is definitely a better idea.
Make sure all three of you are holding it. As
Okay,
I
look,
snap
we gotta
them.
have a
Hang on.
plan. Okay.
Aren't
okay.
you our strong boy? So shouldn't
Here's the,
you
here's
hold
the
it?
plan. Okay, fine. Fleep goes down then.
Why don't you go down?
Because I gotta be here to count the tugs on the rope. It's about rhythm, dude.
I'll go down. God damn it.
Okay, so we gotta have
Cowards.
a system. Okay, 2 tugs means everything's fine.
Okay.
5 tugs means pull me up immediately.
All right. Revised system. I'm gonna start talking and see if this is magical silence as well as darkness. And if you can't hear me, give me 2 tugs, and then I'll know to give you 2 tugs to pull
Well,
me
how are
back
we gonna
up.
know you've done it? if
Hang
we haven't
on
given
a
you 2
minute.
tugs?
Hang on. Aren't we mind melded?
Not anymore.
Can we mind meld?
No.
Well, what's the point of you?
I don't have any more spell slots at 5th
What's the point of
level.
these magic
Okay,
people?
2 tugs is get me the hell out of here. You know, pull me up. 4 will be everything's fine, come on down. That's all we need, right?
Cool.
All right, brace
Because
yourselves.
if you do 4 tugs, we'll start pulling you up immediately. You need to have more tugs for pull me up. Then
No,
everything's fine.
I want because if it needs to be immediate, I want the shortest amount of time. If you start pulling me up and then you get more and go, oh, everything's
Well, how are we
fine.
gonna get
It
more
doesn't-
tugs if we're pulling you up? We'll be
It
pulling
doesn't
you up.
matter.
We can't
It
tell
doesn't.
if
It
you're
doesn't
tugging.
matter. It doesn't matter if I start coming up. At
What if
worst,
it
I
does
get.
matter?
At
Caesar
worst, you pull
starts
me up
to
to the
tie
top.
the rope around his stomach in
Dude,
preparation.
okay,
Very,
you're
very,
bracing,
very,
right? I'm
very,
going down.
very,
You're
very
bracing.
dense
Okay,
dwarf.
okay. 2 tugs and 3 tugs. 2 tugs is okay. 3 is pull me up.
No, I want the fewer tugs to be pulling me up.
Okay,
No.
I will say, Jax, you get a D8 of inspiration as you suddenly feel that the level of detail that you've established gives you a warm, satisfied feeling inside.
Beautiful.
And
Okay.
and he's also performing at his intelligence of 8 as well.
All right, have it your way. Whatever. If you want 3 tugs to pull me up immediately, fine. But they're gonna be sharp, and you better be paying attention.
Okay, and if we don't pull you up after 3, do 3 more.
Why don't you just pull me up after 3?
Well, but just in case something goes wrong up here.
What if something goes wrong down there?
The GM said we've talked about this enough.
All right. All right, I'm gonna brace myself. Let's get this show on the road. Grab the rope, brace yourself, boys. I'm going in.
Okay. You've dangled the rope down the cavity and you're climbing down it. Is that the idea?
Yeah, I guess I try and loop my arm into it in a way that if I lose my grip, I can catch myself.
You're not
Get
on your
on
waist.
my own.
I'll say
I could just tie it. That's a good point. I could just tie the end of it around my
No one
waist
just
and lower myself
break
down
your
slowly.
arm if you're in danger.
Okay,
But I
so
also-
you're giving who's lowering the rope at the other end if you're tied to it?
All of us.
Okay, cool. I'll say that that's pretty straightforward. You can lower him down, and I will describe.
Can I be
what you
someone
see.
that just doesn't bother holding the rope? Because when you get right down to it, I don't think my contribution is going to be valid. But I will be at the other end
Literally
of
as
the
much
hole.
strength as I do, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, literally just
Oh,
doing
God.
it at all gives advantage to Caesar, right? Helping it at all will give advantage to Caesar
I
at
mean,
work.
so
I could also
what's
cast-
your strength score?
My strength score 14.
Yeah, so
14.
between us,
Okay.
we have
Okay.
we have
Actually,
30
we actually-
combined strength.
Actually, we actually probably do need another person. Yeah. Okay. I will hold the end.
Okay.
I see. Between you, between you're plus 7 or whatever that
I
is.
mean, sometimes it's useful to look at the total combined thing as a. Not
I
always.
guess that'd be a plus 10, wouldn't it? 30. Yeah.
Okay. What you discover as you lower is just complete darkness.
Yep,
A couple of
can't see
seconds
anything.
pass. You lower darkness, and
Okay.
then suddenly,
Actually, after I'm just a couple meters down and I'm in pitch darkness, I'm just gonna go, hey, can you guys still hear me? See if they can hear me.
they can.
Okay.
You hear?
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys
Yeah.
still hear me? Hear me? Hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Cool.
Dark in here. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
We're
so
both doing the echoes manually, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And therefore they're echoing more.
yeah.
what you discover, Scrabble, and I will show you where you are roughly. You come down about there. Is a sorry, I just need a second here. Oh yeah. 4 torches illuminate stone sphinxes crouched in the corners of this 15-foot high room. The torches cast
Okay.
flickering light across the hieroglyphs carved into the tiled floor. At the center of the room, a gold inlaid funeral barge stands atop a 3-foot tall stone dais. Resting on the deck of the barge is a small golden sarcophagus decorated with horned rabbits. A dark shaft opens in the ceiling directly above you, above the sarcophagus, which you just came down, while to the south, a corridor is visible through a set of fangs carved into the wall. You also see... Sorry, 1 second. You also see the skeleton of a dwarf, I think roughly here, sprawled on the floor to the east of the barge, clad in a tattered yellow turban and dusty chainmail, clutching a bronze shield. End of description.
Not another bronze shield.
Run away!
Is there also a glowing rock?
You don't
yeah.
see any.
Oh.
Huh.
He's referring to my rock that I cast light on, by the way.
You don't see any glowing rocks. You just see regular stone detritus from the tomb that you've seen everywhere.
Okay. After waiting a few seconds to discern that I'm not in any immediate danger, I give the rope 2 tugs.
Was that pulling back up?
No, we've already established this. Let's go down. I think, I suppose, I realise that I'm probably the next lightest, so I get on the rope and head down.
Okay.
Can we tie before you get on? Can we tie the top of it to the outside of this head?
Could do.
It's a carving in the floor, so you can't really tie it to the head.
Doesn't Caesar have natural featherfall?
Well, we might want to get back up.
That is a very good point. I am performing with intelligence 8 now.
I would say because it's a carving in the ground, the head looks 3D but isn't. So if you can come up with something else to tie it to, then you could, but the head is not going to suffice.
If we have long enough bits
I
of
don't have
rope,
any
we could take
climbing
it.
gear, but we
If
have
you have long enough bits of rope, we could take it all the way back to the balustrade down the previous corridor.
I mean, we
but
can
that's
easily
a
tie
long
a
bit of
couple of
rope.
50-foot ropes together.
30, 35, 40, 45. So yeah, if you have 60, 70, 100-foot rope, then you could tie it to the balustrade, but 50 feet of rope is not going to cut it.
Okay. Well, we can combine a couple of ropes, put a few knots in, and
Cool.
tie it to
All right.
balustrade, yeah.
Let's say you tie it to the balustrade and you secure a rope that leads down this cavity.
Okay. Shall we head down?
Yeah, I swing on down.
All right, let me grab
Okay,
these
I'm
icons.
still going to feel for a tug after you've gone down, to make sure it's still fine.
Cool. Let's copy that. And let's go down here.
I completely forgot we decided to listen to French cafe music last time.
So Philippe arrives first. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, you arrive first. They're going to wait for your indication, I think was the plan.
So,
I'll give 2 tugs then.
okay. We want all the squishies down, so Orvex next then.
Well, Orvix is the one that can start reading things.
Okay, so that's going to go here.
I guess when we went to go tie off the thing on the balustrade, so hey, Vorvex, you done rubbing the plank?
He says, oh, yes, absolutely. I was just thinking. And then he scurries down the rope.
I'm gonna give 3 tugs once I'm down.
Okay, you get down and do so.
Caesar?
3 tugs?
Yeah.
Now, what did that mean?
Can you remember?
I don't remember. I pull the rope.
I say, hi guys, nice to see you down here. Bye. And then ride the rope back up.
No, I jumped down. Not jumped down. I yeah.
Okay, you climb down
You're an asshole,
successfully.
Jax.
You're in a room.
You're just jealous because you didn't think of riding this thing up.
Nah, I'm jealous because you're an idiot.
I go
Well,
and
you can be jealous for a lot of reasons.
and unless Scramble has already headed over there, Fleeb goes and investigates the dwarf.
Oh yeah, there's some bonus armor for Jax who lost all of his if he wants it.
Ah.
I'd like to investigate the sarcophagus.
Okay, one
Probably
thing at a
for-
time. Let's-
Immediately.
Okay.
Well,
You
I mean,
can
for
make an
traps.
investigation
see.
check of the dwarf corpse firstly.
Oh, sorry, investigation. I need to stop looking at spells.
Well, you might need to look at spells soon. Who knows?
Investigation. Boom.
Okay. With a 15, you decipher that this seems to be the corpse of a cleric based on the clothing that remains. And you get the sense that there's substantial damage to the feet of this skeleton. And his body seems to be lying atop a tile, and the tile has a hieroglyph on it that you're unsure of the meaning, but it's a distinct hieroglyph. You also discover... Give me one more second. Okay.
That he's alive.
Inside his yellow turban, there is a gemstone, a peridot gemstone, worth about 500 gold pieces. You also reveal that there's the shield that he was carrying, a belt pouch containing a 500 gold piece diamond, and 2 1-inch diameter crystal eyeballs, one dark blue and one vibrant purple.
Well, we can tame the frog now.
So
Presumably.
Yeah, so I use Mage Hand to pick up the assorted items from his body.
Valuables.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an arcane check on the rune/symbol below him? Do any of the other tiles have symbolism on them?
Yes, there are. Now that you look closely, you notice finely engraved symbols on all the tiles except for the dais that holds the barge. That is unsymboled.
Nobody move.
Okay, let me
Look
give
at
you.
the floor carefully.
Let me give you a handout to see.
Ooh.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hello.
Snakes.
So what do we have?
Vultures.
Scepters, tombs, reeds, feet.
He appears to be on our
Scarabs.
feet.
He is on a foot.
Hey, Scramble, do any of these symbols on the floor match to anything on the sarcophagus?
I don't know. I'm looking for traps, but I'll have a.
Oh yeah,
further
sorry. You
look.
wanted to look for traps. Make a perception check.
Ideally, yeah. Yeah, sure. Perception.
Oh wow.
26 this time. Beats my nat 1 from last time.
With the 26, you get the sense that these tiles, based on the way that the edges are beveled, you would conclude that they are not laid on firm ground, that they are set above some sort of mechanical system, but because you can't see beneath them, that's all you can conclude.
That's fair.
Well,
So, what do we want to step on?
Are we
Well-
stepped on? Have we stepped on some already?
I've
you tell
definitely
what-
stepped on some because I walked towards the cleric, so I've
Yeah.
definitely stepped on them.
Can we tell whether the ones that you have stepped on have already been stepped on?
So we don't want to step on the feet. Should we step on all the ones with animals?
Well, and I mean, like, as,
We haven't worked out if there's a code to this trap at least anyway.
well, also the fact that we've all moved ourselves around, like around the room, and we all came down. I think it was on this one. Implies that we've already stepped on several of these symbols, which also suggests that the trap isn't currently active.
Could be, yes, it could be a get out.
Well, maybe the trap. Maybe it only activates when we open the sarcophagus. Shall we?
Can I do a quick inspection of the sarcophagus, see if I any traps on that?
Sure, make an investigation check.
It's your pink mark.
I have no idea what my pink mark
Okay, it's
is.
probably gone by now because we've rested since then.
Is that
I
your
don't
17 investigation,
That
Scrabble?
is, yes.
Okay.
That is.
You notice that the sarcophagus looks pretty firmly sealed. You don't notice any mechanisms attached to the sarcophagus specifically. It just looks like a very well sealed, very valuable metal-looking sarcophagus.
Okay, sealed as in like we can't just push it open.
Yeah, it looks tight, but you haven't actually tried.
Can I have a closer look at one of the sphinxes? Probably the one that I'm next to.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
Yeah.
Okay. With a 5, it looks fairly
Real
typical.
purdy.
It's almost life-size, and it sort of gives you a warmth when you stand near it.
Warmth. Sphinxes
Is
are
that just
warm.
because it's... Oh no, the candles on, the lights aren't on the sphinxes directly. So remind me of the layout of the room a little bit. You said there was a corridor to the south and something. What's this to the east?
Something over here, that's another door.
Is
I
that
guess.
something?
It's
Or is
just
that
a
just
it's a
detailing?
large stone that seems to be blocking the way.
Interesting. My current thoughts are.
Ah.
Jewelry.
Wow.
Wow.
There's a-
Sorry. A large stone that's blocking the ways, and it looks like it's fallen in there,
It
or
looks
it's
like
like,
it's
or is it a
come
door?
up from the ground, or it was always there. It's hard to tell.
I kind of looked down at the dwarf. There's a chance that this trap has been set off,
Well,
and
yeah.
it might not have completely reset, or it might require to be set by the act of entering a door. So yeah, there was damage to the dwarf's feet. Was it his legs that were the thing that was damaged about him?
Yes, that is what you notice. And
Is
you
that
also
on the
notice
feet tile.
you also notice tiny little divots in his skeleton, like little chips, hundreds of them in all of his bones.
I had time to pop to the chippy
Or
beforehand.
maybe he'd been eaten by beetles as well.
No pain, no gain, they always say.
Yeah, take the route
Should
back
we
to
dance?
the sarcophagus and stand on
Yeah,
the
you
dais.
pick a smart place to stand, and then let's give this sarcophagus a shove, shall we? See if we can open it.
Orvex, get up here.
Orvex steps up.
I'm half tempted
Okay,
to tell him to climb up the
everyone,
rope.
put your hands on the sarcophagus, and we all push.
Okay. You all
The same direction, you idiot.
We all push.
Yeah, no, some of us need to pull. Or we can all come around one side, squeeze into this 15-foot space. Alright,
you try to push it. You notice that the sarcophagus itself moves within the barge, but the lid of it doesn't move.
Interesting.
I
Is the
jump
barge
into the
fastened?
barge.
Oh, well, you crazy man. Does the barge fasten to anything?
The barge is fastened to the ground. The sarcophagus is not fastened within the barge.
I sit on the barge and I'm like, yeehaw, okay, sail me around the room, boys.
As a dumb question, can I tell if the metal of the sarcophagus is magical?
You can make an Arcana check.
This one had what animal was on top? It was the rabbit with horns.
Rabbit.
Okay, with a 24, you get a sense of abjuration aura coming from it.
Which one's abjuration? Remind me.
Change.
Abjuration- Yeah, well, no. Transmutation is change. Abjuration is
yes.
like forces
Blocking.
and elements moving things around, or like
Okay.
it's forces of
Okay.
Like
forces.
physical manipulation sort of thing.
Okay. Because my
Well,
thought
that's
was,
also- yeah.
my thought was, and it isn't good while you're down here, Scramble, is we technically do have a shield that dissolves metal.
I mean, if I sheath all of my necessaries, I'm fine. However, is that a smart idea on this sarcophagus?
Well, also, this is
Well-
magical. Didn't you just identify this as magical?
Yes, but the magic involved in it is
Oh, you're right, the sword doesn't do magic.
is about a force thing, which is then a
Duration
question as
is
to
about
whether.
protecting and stopping things, right?
Yes, but I would have assumed it was the force of it was okay, so it could just be protected. So I was assuming the force thing was stopping the lid from being removed, not
Maybe. Well, we could try
but-
it.
well.
Everyone into the bag.
What? Just sheath your weapons. We worked this out.
Into the bag.
All right, in you get. See you in 10 minutes.
I'll let you out when it's time.
No, I'll let you out when it's time.
Has everybody sheathed their weapons?
Yes, all of our sort of metal
Sheathe
objects have
my
either been
weapons.
We just
has either
put a
been
big
previously
curtain up.
destroyed or
Okay.
I just
Caesar
pull a big
takes the
bulb
shield
of
out
cloth up.
from underneath his shirt and taps it onto the
you immediately get flung towards the sarcophagus.
tippity tap.
Okay, you tap the shield to the sarcophagus. Let me just double check.
And the
'cause I
shield
kinda-
across the shield on the other side of the room comes flying at you.
But you can angle it to like not be pointed that way.
Okay, you touch the shield to the sarcophagus, and it turns to rust and disappears.
Ah.
Inside, you see fragile bones of some sort of animal, as well as a spiral horn, presumably the remains of the same animal.
Well,
Gotta have
I've-
quick.
What are we doing? Some kind of roll here.
well,
These
I've
piles of
got a
goods.
god in my head. I'm
Wait,
pretty
there's
damn
something-
sure that Jex has two.
What are you talking about?
These are just bones. There's no items here.
The horn.
You could attach. Look, we could attach it to my.
Yeah, like a physical, like an animal horn.
Or a musical horn.
I mean, it's like the unicorn
it's an
horn
animal
of the
horn.
rabbit. Right?
Yeah, it was described as an animal horn.
It's the rabbit
Yeah.
horn.
Yeah, you get lucky rabbit's foot.
What you think the
As Caesar was the closest, Caesar's gonna pick up the horn.
I mean, wasn't everyone the closest? And what I'm asking
That's
is,
fine.
is this some kind of like initiative thing if people want to try and grab at it?
We
You could-
also
if you
discussed
all-
this
if
last
more-
week, Bear.
If more than one of you wants to grab it at the same time, you can all roll dexterity checks.
I don't
No,
want.
I'm not trying to beat
depends.
anyone. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
just.
no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm only gonna lunge for it if someone else does. Really.
Same, I think.
But if we're all just happy
Okay.
to like pause for a sec, I'm not gonna lunge for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm the same. Like, I want someone else to
Okay,
to
if
take it,
if
but
Caesar is the only one doing it affirmatively, then as you grab it, you can make a charisma saving throw.
Yeah, like I was also up for it, but if Caesar's already said
I feel like if the rest of you are doing it conditionally and
if
Caesar is doing
he
it
said something when
unconditionally,
he's if he said something when he's doing it, then sure.
He just
Okay.
says he's doing it, so it's fine.
Yeah.
you
So I meant
feel-
his character. If he's like, well, I'm
Oh
gonna pick this
God!
up.
Okay, so streamers of light emanate from the tip of the horn and swirl around you. They form into a spectral rabbit with a single horn on its brow. A female voice that only you hear, Caesar, whispers in your ear, "Quick, quick, let me in. We must stop him." Now I will give you a handout. Isn't that
Free
fun?
money.
That is fun.
Everyone loves that. Okay.
What are you, the government?
Edit.
What's Caesar, a bank?
Dan S. There you go. You now have
Should
some
I
fun stuff to
seen
read.
something come up?
There will be a section
I see it. Yes, it's
that
above
you only
the
have one thing.
Cool. Okay, I'll have a read.
All right. Should
Well
we get
then.
back up the rope without touching the floor?
I mean, there's a corridor to the south of us, right?
Yeah, but presumably that's downstairs, and maybe we don't have to walk over this floor now that we've maybe activated something.
Sorry, what would you guys like to do?
So if we've got
That's
the rope
fair
and we
point.
can climb out without touching this floor, and then go do the rest of upstairs, and maybe get down here anyway.
Yeah,
We might not want-
I think that is a good idea.
Okay. Do you want me to go first again, or does someone else want to go first this
Let's
time?
have Caesar go first. Caesar's
Because
actually good at helping people.
he can
up.
help people get up. Yeah.
He seems like he's a little bit out of his mind at the moment. Sure, that's.
He's fine. What, he's going to turn into a unicorn?
I don't know.
That would be great.
Okay.
In the meantime, Orvex has already grabbed the rope.
Caesar climbs up first. Is that the plan?
If he's ready to. He might be reading.
I mean, Caesar's actually just wants to go have a look at what that was first.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in a different section of the map. You said what's what?
Oh, the you described it earlier as a fanged door.
Oh yes, totally.
I just want to have
okay.
a peek through it before we go back up.
Sure, have a little looky-loo over there. It's like you're looking at the face side of a mask, not the exterior where all the features are, but the interior that you would put over your face, and it's much, much larger. And it has a large hole in the bottom of it that, you can see through. Yeah, you see like a sort of passageway on the other side.
Okay, cool.
And it's got fangs as well in the teeth of this gap that you're looking through the other side of.
Is it similar to the other one that chomped on Phlebes?
It's kind of similar. You get the sense there's a stylistic resemblance.
Yeah. Okay. What were you guys saying? Do you want me to go up the rope now?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
If you don't
Okay.
mind.
Yes, please. Okay, you head up the rope. I presume.
I'm up the rope.
Cool. You have made it to. I will now show you the same map that you were looking at previously.
Hooray.
All right, one at a time.
Okay.
Who next?
Okay, well, I'll happily grab the rope and give it 3 tugs.
Okay.
No, whatever.
Look, climbing is athletics. Unless I can stunt my way up this thing, I'm getting Caesar to pull me up.
I presume I can still hear them. I'll just start pulling them.
Okay. You start pulling up the rope. It's pretty straightforward for you,
Yeah.
and
Especially
Jax-
I'm the lightest one, so I could go up first and then help.
I mean,
Cool.
I don't know how much I weigh, but I think elves are pretty light traditionally.
I would
not
say so.
compared to halfling.
I have no idea. I don't know how much halflings weigh. To be fair.
Didn't you describe Jax as like Jack
He's
Black
he's
as a halfling?
overweight. Yeah, no, he's fat, but he's still tiny.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Cool. You
Halfling.
make
Hang
it.
on a minute.
Expected
Wow,
weight.
what we? As
Okay,
much as say,
let
hang
me
on.
look up. Okay, let me look up the sheet I have for him because I have his weight on there.
Okay,
Halfling
and less time today. I sort
I
of
think
look.
he's about half again as heavy as he should be, which
What?
makes him 60 pounds.
That's pretty
Oh,
funny.
can we? Oh God, can we have
Sorry,
60 pounds? Sorry.
Oh, you're converting it to get a sense. It's pretty damn light.
Oh God, that's tiny.
Like 30 kilograms. He weighs less than a child, and he's fat.
Little baby.
Oh, there we go. There's
Cool.
Okay, I sort of I sort of proffer it to Orvex to climb up.
Okay. He says,
Oh, I have-
thank you, and scurries relatively competently, more than you would expect him to climb a rope, up the rope.
I have vastly undershot my weight in my my character sheet.
I am.
Oh, no, wait a
You weigh like
Oh no, I
you
don't have a
probably
weight. No,
weigh
I was
2 or
looking
3.
at I was looking at my age.
Yeah, you probably weigh 2 or 3 times what I do.
You're right. My weight is light, apparently.
Okay.
This is what I've done.
I
didn't
sort
bother
of
working
kind of look at Scramble and sort of like do a. I would prefer to go up now.
out. Ladies first, I just.
Okay.
I just sort of look down there, fair enough, and get on the rope and go up.
I give him
Okay.
a wink.
You head up and you arrive at the top to see
On
everyone's
Caesar's
faces.
brow has started to Blemish with all these fat boys coming up.
Okay.
Hey, we're a fat boy.
I mean, I weigh as much as your dinner, so.
Cool. I'd say Fleeb is probably too malnourished to be very difficult on the old rope pulling. Because it's only been, what, a handful
Skin
of
on
weeks
bones.
since you were in a cell for many years.
Yes.
Yeah, Fleeb's probably like 45 kilograms.
Sweet. Is that Scramble next?
Yep.
Cool. You
Last
make it
but
up.
not least.
You're now back in the room that you were previously in with the green carved devil face and cavity in the center of it.
Well,
I
that
think,
was...
Alright.
I think we leave
That's
this
the
room
other
alone for the
Well,
moment.
that was easy.
Yeah.
I quite
Nice
enjoyed
change of pace.
how streamlined the turn metal into rust shield made that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next. I start wandering out.
And away we go.
Next corridor, I
Okay,
suppose. This looks like a corridor, doesn't it?
It's making a markers come back in a weird way.
I'll do
Okay,
a cheeky check
yeah.
for traps
Give me a
while
perception
we're
check.
walking down there, as is customary.
This is custom.
12.
Okay.
Not high.
With the 12,
Not on
you don't
that
notice
one, though.
any mechanical mechanisms or anything like that in this corridor. It seems like a fairly straightforward corridor.
Cool, down we go.
And you notice a crossroads that I will describe to you thusly. At a four-way intersection, the corridors to the north and south curve upward and out of sight, but with no rails or steps to allow them to be climbed. The corpse of a half-human, half-goat, you want to say, seems to be in robes and sprawled 10 feet to the north. It grips a staff with a bronze goat head at the top of it.
Goat head.
Is this a ring? Like vertically up? Are we looking at the bottom of a ring?
Sorry.
It could be, but
What
So
do you mean?
He said these curve upwards and out of sight.
That is correct.
So
Oh,
what we're looking
interesting
at is
point.
Oh, sorry, I can't draw in the blackness. I'll draw in the middle over here. So what we
Oh,
see
oh,
is effectively this.
oh, I see. Oh, we could be, couldn't we?
I'm trying to work out if a goat head is a god thing.
If
Huh?
do you want to go and have a look at him, or just someone else?
I don't know. Do we want to have a look at him?
I mean, I presume Caesar can just climb up this ringed wall.
Oh,
Maybe.
you could walk on vertical surfaces.
Well, I can get higher than most people. I won't be able to walk all the way around
So,
it.
sorry, was there anything across this
Just
way?
if you
sorry,
keep walking
yeah.
on the walls, Dan, you can go much higher. Clearly, because if you try and walk,
Let me
if it
get
curves
a
back
little
on
more
itself, it
detail.
becomes a ceiling, right? But if you stay on the wall always stays as a wall.
Oh, that's true.
What you
can jump
actually-
across from the wall to the upright bit. Usually.
What you see is a stone sarcophagus in a checkerboard tiled room at the end of this corridor, and in the distance beyond that, you see that same sort of skeleton creature that you saw on the previous floor with an oddly shaped head.
What shape is this one's head?
I shall tell you. Give me one moment. This
'Cause
area.
we've still got the head from the last one.
It
yeah.
appears to be square, almost cube-like.
I should write it
What a
down.
square.
Okay, so we've got the pyramid head. Oh, we're
oh yeah.
collecting all the dice. We're
Oh,
collecting
hang
all
on
the
a minute.
platonic solid-shaped heads.
Oh, actually, I forgot. Sorry, Sam. Could you remind me of the crap I picked up from the?
Oh, yes. There was a peridot gemstone, which I'm going to clarify what exactly that means. Oh, it's green. So you've got a green gemstone worth 500 gold pieces. Then you also have a just standard shield.
You clod.
And then within the pouch that he carried was a 500 gold piece worth diamond. Then 2 1-inch diameter crystal eyeballs. You could tell they're eyeballs from the way they're carved into look like eyes. One is dark blue and one is vibrant purple.
Blue and
2
purple. There we go.
eyeballs, blue and purple. Okay.
Well, we're gonna put those in something.
You see
Possibly,
Orvex
yes.
from the back say, What do you guys see over there? What's it like?
There's a cube head idiot. We're gonna take his head again.
I'm gonna go and investigate this body to see if I can
Interesting.
figure how he died.
Come help me catch. Hey, Caesar, let's catch this guy's head.
I'm gonna roll investigation for that.
Okay, yeah, make an investigation check. As you walk upwards, Scramble, you notice that you don't appear to be being pushed back by gravity. You seem to just walk over there quite easily.
Huh. Interesting.
Gonna roll myself a perception to see if I notice that. 'Cause
I've
if-
only gone like 10 feet up, so.
Sorry, you rolled investigation eventually. Okay, cool.
just
Yeah,
deciding
15
myself when
on my
I'm paying
investigation.
attention.
Okay, give me a little second.
That's okay.
Okay, so it does appear to be a half human, half dwarf in robes, and the robes look kind of similar to the remnants of clothing on that skeleton of a dwarf that you were just in the room of earlier, like down below. It has a very familiar, almost uniform to it. You also notice that there are a number of wounds on this corpse. Presumably, actually with a 15, you would notice probably by axe wounds or similar sharp objects. There are also a lot of ink all over the robes and a journal clutched under his arm.
A journal?
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, you find an ink pot. And you're like, oh, that explains the ink. And another book under his other arm that looks not like a journal. And obviously
Reading books, are we, nerd?
obviously the staff with a goat head on it that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. I guess this guy was probably a wizard. Hey, Fleeb, I don't know if you can learn this. Well, hang on. I'll have a look at this journal because I can read cleric checks.
But before we get to that, Jax, with a 20 perception, you do notice that Scramble doesn't appear to be fighting gravity as he walks up to that corpse.
Okay.
Elf magic, dude.
I'm gonna try going this way and just see if I can run around.
You, sorry, 1 second. Scramble, you look at the journal, is that true?
Yeah, I'm also gonna like beckon Fleeb over to take a look at the staff and what I assume is a spell book at this point.
Okay, you have an excerpt of the journal in your inventory, Scramble, and Fleeb, you can
thank you.
choose to listen to Scramble's calls or otherwise. And
I will do so because I believe Caesar and Jex have they did have the square head in tow briefly.
Yeah, I got distracted.
okay, sorry. Before we deal with that, Jax runs up the other side, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just gonna if I'm going up, then I'm just gonna leg it.
Okay. You do find that you stick to the ground, and it does appear to keep curving upwards.
When I'm almost out of view, I'm gonna stand on the wall and be like, "Oh, I'm Caesar," and then run out of view.
Okay, that's exactly what happens. You reach the point of being at the very top. Do you continue forward, or do you go back?
Yeah, I'll keep going.
You keep going? All right. You go round, and you discover your companions are nowhere to be seen.
Oh. I'm gonna try and get. I have no idea if I run a full circle, so I'll probably run like a circle and a half.
Hey, where did Caesar go?
You
And
mean,
then,
where did Jax go?
No, that guy
does
said
it
he was
look the
Caesar.
same here?
Sorry, Jax, say that again?
After one loop, does it look the same as it did, just with no one there?
Okay, so we're still in your first thing that you did. I'll move your icon. You moved up
Okay.
here. You moved up.
Yeah.
You moved up so that you're upside down, and then you
Yeah.
kept going, right?
Kept going out of view.
Yeah, and then you came down on what you assume is this side, and you saw no
Yeah.
one. No one and nothing.
Okay. And then I get down to here, and is there still that crossroad?
There is still a crossroad, yeah?
Is there still a skeleton over here?
No, there is no skeleton there, but the rest of the room looks the same.
Everything, including the sarcophagus.
That is correct.
Guys?
Did you? Oh, you missed us. Oh, no.
Guys?
You do not
You're
hear
not
Jax's
there.
voice.
You're not there. Okay,
fair
I'm gonna try going the other way and just run back.
Okay.
Floop, 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 the whole way.
Yep, you go the whole way, and you see your friends.
Ha! Hey guys! I just did a whole lap of this thing and you weren't there. It's like some sort of Mobius strip.
It's like someone describing their dreams. And you were there? And you were there.
Look, Caesar, come with me. It's weird.
Okay, I'll go with it.
Wait, first let's get this skeleton thing. Let's get his head.
Oh, sorry. There was a thing
Okay.
we needed to resolve before we do that. Fleeb, you wanted to
Yeah.
look at the other book. Is that correct?
Yeah, so you could give me the handout that you gave to Scramble, and you can deal
Well,
with
I'm
Cube
looking
Head
at
Zone.
It's
I'm
fine.
looking at
These
the
guys are in
journal.
a book club.
There's
We've got
there's two books.
Oh.
I'm looking at
Oh,
the
cool.
journal because
Yeah.
I assume the other one is a spell book. So
Yeah,
I'm
these guys are in book
suggesting
club.
you
We've
look
got
at
at least like
Okay.
10 minutes to mess around.
When you open the other book, Fleeb, you discover it is indeed a spell book, and it contains a number of spells, which I will put in the chat.
Lovely.
There you go.
It
Useful to you.
contains these
I
ones.
don't think
Wow.
the staff
Oh
is
my
anything.
word.
Oh my god, he's got detect magic.
Oh my god, I need to mark down spellbook 2. That means I need to
Nice.
Oh no, I need to now
You can write
remember
this-
which ones
just
are in
write, no,
spellbook
no,
1
no,
and
no, you don't, because
You copy
until
them.
you study this, it's not your spell book. It is a spell book, but you can't just interchange your spell book with another with its spell
Good
book.
point. Yeah.
So
yeah,
you
good
now
point.
you can just put this list of spells in your inventory, basically, as an item.
Cool.
And then when
So
you've
yeah,
got time, you can learn them in your own spell book.
yeah, in accordance with the sort of transferring spells to your spellbook cost and time, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there's the journal, there's the book, there's the staff, and there's the goat corpse / man. And are we done? Do you guys want to do anything else before I cut back to Jax and Caesar?
I need to make a
Beyond
decision about how much I know in character about some of the things I'm reading.
Well, if you're reading it as your character, you would know all those things.
Well, the definition of a couple of these words, like I know what it means in a D&D sense, but I don't know if Scramble would,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
why I need to have a little think about that.
You can Discord me a question if you want clarification.
I mean, I
Fleep?
may as well. How do I
Sorry, Fleep, you had something?
before they go off cube head hunting, I just want to just do a nature check on goat people.
Okay. Make a nature. If you want to. Sorry, what are you trying to determine about this goat person?
Well, is it a oh god.
Satyr.
Thank you. It's like, is it a Mr. Tumnus? Jesus Christ, Paul, come
Okay,
on.
so you're trying to determine whether this is a
Tumnus.
naturally occurring race.
Yes.
Okay. I will say you can make a history check.
25.
Oh wow, with a 25, you would be confident that this resembles very closely a goat race, but doesn't exactly match. Like the proportion of goat versus man doesn't quite line up. Like the feet are a little too humanoid to be a naturally occurring goat race, which is more cloven hooves. So it doesn't quite match up, but it's quite close.
Okay. Cutting away to Cubehead Patrol.
Okay.
Okay.
Cube Patrol can now give me their descriptions.
So I guess we go ahead to the edge of this room.
Okay, I will describe to you that room momentarily. This room smells faintly of wine. On a checkerboard marble floor, a gilded coffin sparkles in sunlight, streaming down from the chamber's vaulted ceiling. Ah, is the kind of sound you imagine it would make, which arches 12 feet overhead. 4 huge stone gargoyle heads, their mouths agape, protrude from the walls.
Go
Caesar,
ahead.
what Caesar does is he steps back and takes a running leap, trying to jump onto the sarcophagus.
I think your long jump is equivalent to your strength in feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your strength again?
Do monks get anything fancy that lets them jump further?
I was about to say, do you have like a flying leap
I think
thing?
double long jump or
Yes,
something?
yeah, you can
Like, yeah, considering you can run on walls, you might be able to just run on the wall up to the ceiling and drop down.
You can't
So
roll
you're
on
14
ceiling.
strength, right?
All right.
14 strength, yeah.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah,
You
you
can
make it
double
to
that
the
with it.
sarcophagus. I kind of like that. You make it to the sarcophagus. You
Okay.
watch the mighty Caesar lift his bulk the 5, 10, 15, 25 feet onto the sarcophagus, and you hear a boom as he hits the stone.
Is there a pillar over here?
Uh,
Is that what those are? In the middle of the room, the 4 dots?
Yeah, they're indeed pillars that sort of make the ceiling vaulted. It's like they're holding up the vaults.
Okay,
That-
I'm gonna
well,
try and
yeah.
do a stunt where I jump to that, kick off, like monkey grab onto that, and then jump off onto this one.
Okay,
know
give
that,
me an acrobatics check, and then Scramble can tell me things.
Oh, no, I was going to say I didn't know that monks had improved their unarmored movement improves with level. I didn't know that.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll say with a 15, yeah, you managed to jump, hit the column, parkour off it, and you're trying to land on the sarcophagus, right?
It's so much easier not wearing my own weight and armor.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Nice, Jax. That was a cool stunt.
All right, how do we get this guy? We make a lasso? We got
Has he noticed us yet?
Is the skeleton screaming?
I will say I'm going to make a perception check for the skeleton, and you get the sense that he's not the sharpest tool in the shed, or the sharpest patella in the leg. So therefore, he's going to do this one. With a 12, yeah, he turns around only now and then starts to run up the ceiling. Run up the wall, heading for the ceiling.
Classic.
Okay, should we
So he
try and
makes it
lasso
take
him with
there.
a rope?
You can
So which way
attempt to.
is he running towards us or away from us?
He's
just
now 15 feet
distance.
above you, roughly where he's
Oh,
on the
on
map.
Ooh, throw me at him. Throw me up.
Okay, let's go. I try and throw Jax up at him. Have
Okay,
you got
make-
a rope to
Yeah.
grab him?
You can make an athletics check with advantage, and then we can check back on the ring corpse crew. Okay, yeah, with a 24, you
roll?
throw Jax up at the skeleton convincingly. What do you want to do when you hit the skeleton?
Grab it.
Okay, you grab it,
Grab
and you
its
both
head, ideally.
you grab it and fall to the ground in a pile, and you need to make an acrobatics check.
Okay, absolutely yes.
Oh yeah, you
Ooh.
land competently atop the skeleton, and you hear its ribs crack.
Can I take its head? Can I pry its head away?
Let's deal with that in just one moment.
Okay, sure.
What does the ring corpse crew want to do?
I want Orvex to remind me which gods we've encountered so far. I mean, I don't know if we can remember what every item we've encountered is related to which god. Like, I remember the horned
I can
rabbit.
tell you. We've had Moa the snake.
I'm gonna
We've
jot
had
these
Wongo
down.
the cool boy. We've had Obolaka, I think his name is. And
Oh, I
we've
know the one.
had
Yeah, the weird badger looking thing.
Iltin.
Just the 4.
Sorry.
But the ones that we've encountered in this temple.
You didn't want.
Yeah,
Okay.
just the 4.
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I want to know what's on this parchment.
Sorry, what parchment are you referring to?
I thought Eddie's read something.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
his journal.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to interpret and then work out what there's not a lot of information on here, but there's a couple of bits that I'm trying to piece through.
You hear Orvex say from the distance, "I heard the riffling of parchment. Is there any lore that needs interpreting?"
Actually, yeah, Orvex hasn't picked up one of these god items yet, has he?
What are you doing? Sorry, I
might I might have a chat with Orvex.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
You go over to him, and he looks surprised that you're approaching him.
Flea, why don't you help the others or study the staff? I don't know what your plan is. I don't think the staff is important. It just seems like some dude's trinket based on what I'm reading. But you can have it if you want.
Based on what you're reading, some dude's trinket. I look at you and go.
Like,
And then I look down the corridor and see Caesar and Jack
Wait,
standing
wait.
on top of the.
You look at them and go, what?
Well, I look down the corridor and see you standing on the sarcophagus and I should probably go.
With Caesar throwing me at the ceiling.
Yes.
You know what? Despite how ridiculous this is, it's all been executed perfectly so far. We're gonna end up being a circus
like
act.
So
like a trained wrestler
so-
and a bard putting
so-
on an entertainment show
so-
for this thing that we're trying to kill.
So relevant of the fact that I probably am interested in stuff, that is infinitely more pressing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we're just like, don't step on the floor, Fleeb!
What?
We presume.
You
The floor is lava!
The floor is lava.
sort of like I've realised that I've lost my employee to an absolute moron, and then begins to question whether I just employed an absolute moron. I'm not too sure.
Hard to say. There's two outside. What is going on?
Well, if it is me and they have warned me to not step on the floor, as much as I am sort of otherwise inclined, I am going to eat a spider and climb on the wall.
As soon as he starts doing that, me and Caesar are like, yeah!
Don't get
Okay.
singed, Fleeb.
What? As I'm halfway up the wall.
Okay, so you're walking on
I'm
the
on this
wall.
pile of bones.
Okay, if you're on the pile of bones, then you're probably over here, right? And
Yeah.
Fleeb is walking on the wall, hoping to get to the center.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on this. I'm gonna be walking. So is there? Okay, so we're gonna mark me with a symbol. Okay, purple means on the ceiling.
Pick the snail, because that's like a spider.
What?
That's like a spider.
Snail climb.
I could be webbed.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
just
perfect.
quite good, actually.
So
Cool.
so unless someone casts web at me, that's fine.
Okay, cool. So that's where you are, and you see the scene of Jax atop the semi-crumpled skeleton with a square head below you, and Caesar standing triumphantly on his sarcophagus. Well, the sarcophagus.
Oh, you got it then.
Hopefully it's not my sock.
You got the
Foreboding.
square head dude then.
Well, we haven't got his head yet, so
Oh.
I loop the rope around the cube on his head,
Mm-hmm.
sit on it,
Yeah.
and then I throw the other end of the rope to Caesar and say, "Pull us over."
Okay. You get pulled over to the sarcophagus that is now getting a little crowded, so you're gonna need to make some sort of, I'd say, dexterity
Can
check
go-
to join the sarcophagus, basically.
Well, so
I
how
mean,
high?
I
Sorry,
can stand between their legs, right?
how high is the ceiling?
It is, I believe. Let me double check.
As in, if they're standing on the sarcophagus, am I conflicting with their space?
No. It's 15-foot high ceiling, I believe.
Okay. Oh wow, really high up then.
Oh, are you on the ceiling up there? Cool.
Yeah, I'm on the ceiling. That's the reason why I've got the web
Okay,
symbol
no worries.
to indicate I'm on the ceiling.
Does this skeleton's head come loose of its body when he yanks?
No, you get the. Well, actually, I thought the rope was yanking you holding the skeleton. Oh, it's attached
The
to the
rope
head.
is tied around its head, and I'm
Got
holding
it.
on to
Okay.
the
In
thing
that
on the
case,
head.
make an athletics check, Caesar, with advantage if you're yanking the rope. And then we'll cut back to the new blossoming friendship of Scramble and Orvex. Okay, yeah. With a 24 on athletics, you yank the square head off the skeleton, and its bones go limp with a clack 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 clack.
Heck
sound.
yeah! I high five Caesar, and we didn't touch the lava.
Nice. Okay, let's cut over to.
Caesar just walked back out of the room.
Just like, yeah, we just jump down onto the floor and walk away now.
You see Orvex's face, Scramble, looks a little pale, and he reads it saying,
Oh, I was going to ask him about a bunch of names, but yeah, I guess he can probably read this. If
oh,
it's
sorry, I didn't realize you weren't just giving it to him to read.
I probably don't want him to know. I don't want to worry him too much, so I'm going to just ask him about all the names on it, basically, which
Okay,
I know is
sweet.
more work for you, but like.
No, that's fine. Go for it. What do you ask him?
Here, I'm just gonna paste every name that I've got out of this thing into a chat with you and be like, has he heard of any of these? What does he know about these?
Okay, sweet.
And whenever you've got time, let me know. But like, I'm in no rush for this information.
Okay. I will say. Oh wow. Okay.
Natural 20.
Ooh, that's what I wanna see. Big water texting coming from me. I doubt it. I
Control
imagine
C, Control V.
I'm expecting him to not have heard of most of these names, but like there's probably 2 on this list that I might get some details on, which may or may not be helpful. Yeah, sorry, but I'm trying to work out like I'm not going to show this journal to you boys, but because I want hidden information as well, because you guys all want hidden information. But I'm trying to work out the what details to tell you.
We don't have hidden information by choice, though.
Yeah, I know. There's a reason why I don't want to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
show you the
yeah.
information, though.
Sweet.
We're
Okay.
It's
telling you
probably
our
me being
secret.
overly cautious, but like there is a reason.
Sweet. So, Caesar, you choose to leave at this point?
Yep.
Okay, you walk out.
Wait, Caesar. What about the sarcophagus?
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure,
was
Caesar
great.
comes back.
What is on this sarcophagus? What marking is it?
Okay, I will tell you that it is. Fleeb, you hear. Actually, I don't know how much. Now, I'll say it to you. In your head, you hear the voice of your companion say, "Huh, interesting.
Oh, Moa.
This room seems different from my my peers. I don't recognize the iconography." And Jax, you wanted to know what inscriptions are on the outside. You see. Actually, make an investigation check.
Investigation checks.
What are you chuckling about, Fleep?
Sorry, I just have this mental image of Moa being like, this is interesting, and there's just one go in Jex's head being, open it, you bitch!
Nice. Okay.
Well, Jack has also got like Oberlacker, who seems to be cautious based on what because he's like,
Okay.
In one ear,
Open it.
open it, and the other, don't you dare!
With a 14 from
Yeah.
Jack's investigation, with 1 from the D8 of inspiration, you discover that the sarcophagus seems to be inscribed, carved with a series of spirals and swirling lines, and occasionally cups. Then you see on the side a lavish dinner table filled with grapes and meats and things. That's what you see.
And all of the other sarcophagi had the animal drawn on them, right?
I don't think you've looked in detail at all
No,
the
okay.
sarcophagus's inscriptions, to be honest.
Egens did, but none of the others.
guys, just a side note. I've already told them, because when I was asked what happened, I was compelled to tell the truth, so they already know that I've got it in my head.
Okay.
Moa doesn't recognize this room.
Hold on a second. Wait, maybe there's another room. Okay, follow me. And I monkey leap back over here.
Okay.
Come on, guys. And
I mean, I'm listening.
Yeah, and I'm gonna run up here and go a full loop until we're in the new corridor and see if
Okay.
there's a different version of the room over here.
Okay. You don't see
Caesar, are you
anyone?
following?
I'm following him, but I'm also listening to you. You see, like Jax just ran
Okay.
off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I sort of
Like I
look
pause
at-
at the intersection, look back at you, I'm like, come on, guys!
sorry,
Okay,
did you get that skeleton's head? What happened there?
Yes, the skeleton's head is being acquired.
Yeah. No. Anyway,
Wonderful.
we'll see you on the other. Wait, no, we won't. And I go running off this way.
So I sort of look at the other two. Don't move. I don't know why I'm following him, and keep going.
And we come back round this way, and they're not there, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Look at this. Now, what's over here, huh? If we look again. Is
It looks exactly the same. The spirals and everything on the sarcophagus appear to be the same. It just doesn't have a skeleton or any other remnants of broken ribs or anything that would indicate that you were there previously.
Any thoughts, Moa?
Does it still smell like a party?
It still smells faintly of wine, yeah. In your head, Fleeb, you hear the same comment from the presence in your mind. It's basically, he repeats himself.
Well,
The
Oh,
ring
man, but-
is a path to another tomb. This is another tomb.
yeah.
I think we leave it alone.
Okay.
In other words, I think we go back to the place we were.
What happens if we keep on going
What
round?
happens if we go round again the same way? Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's you hold a rope
Phlebe is handed a rope and just stands there being like, I'm now a
just
rope
to make
holder.
sure we can find the way back to each other.
30 years of education and I'm a rope holder.
And we'll hold the other end of the rope, and we'll go back round the loop again in the same direction, not going reverse.
Okay. And you basically go all the way back down to the ground again?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see all your friends again where they were before.
Okay. So then I'm gonna go up the other way and come back to Phlebe and tell him, nah, it works either way. It's the same both ways.
As in the only interchange between these two places.
I guess so, if you want to put it in nerd talk.
I do.
Yeah, cool.
I follow back round to where I don't know how far Scrammel and Orvex have gotten to their deciphering of whatever they were reading.
Oh, I'm so curious about this second world, though. Like, what else is the same and different? If we go back down to the other rooms, will we find the same stuff we already had again?
Well, maybe. We also might find nothing. The
This is
inscription.
like the
Second
beginning of
world,
an,
or is it just the second floor?
this is like the beginning of an SCP or
well,
something.
okay, so we're getting okay. So we theoretically have gone into darkness, into darkness descended, and the ring is a path to another tomb. So we've theoretically done that.
So if we go around, yeah, but another tomb, because this is the tomb that's not part of the ones we're looking for. But
I suppose this could be a tomb to a person instead of a god.
But what if we go round the ring and then look down this way? Let's check it out. Let's see if there's anything different.
I'm gonna read this out to you before you
Cool.
make any decisions like that. And I'm just gonna paste this into the Discord chat. But if you want
Okay.
to read it out, what I'm saying out loud as well for the audio, I can do that.
Yeah, read it
don't
out
know.
loud just because
Yeah.
it'd be funny to hear Scramble
I've got
read
it.
something
But
out
read
loud.
it, read it as if you were, you can be like, my name.
All right, it says, to those who find this, know that I, Devlin Bashir, who the hell that is, last surviving member of the company of the Yellow Banner, the warlord Braznisi stripped us of our weapons and threw us in here on orders of his master, Akararak. I can only imagine our souls are to be fed to his phylactery. Alas, it seems he has one. Our company was separated after the incident with the four-armed gargoyle, yada yada yada. Torn to pieces, lost the Star Fallen, whatever that is. Quest of failure, found the eye, Elf Princess is gone. Elf Princess, keep an eye out for that, please. Friends got lost along without their weapons. Of course, I kept my staff. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? Brixton would have found that funny. Yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Let a dying man offer you one last piece of advice. Akararak is a trickster who desires nothing but your soul. His riddles may help you, but in the end, his final secret always leads to your doom. Timora, save us all. If I
He didn't strip of our weapons.
didn't, well, I mean, the shield did nearly.
Well, I would also
That shield, I point at Caesar.
He didn't know.
They were also thrown in here.
Yeah.
Can I do history check on the company of the Yellow Banner?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let me inspire you on this.
The details that I've got from Orbex, which I think I'm happy to share these. Yellow Company is some sort of adventuring company that don't seem to be anything more interesting as far as Orbex knows. And the only name that rung any bells was the Akariarak, which is something to do with bedtime stories, spooky bedtime stories.
Well, I guess, yeah, he's the one who's...
34.
The texts are called his warning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
SRX.
yes, but the way that is, assuming the journal is not a trick in itself, the way that builds up is Akriarak is leading us into something. And as much as his
To
things
steal our
help,
soul.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, like he sounds like, based on what little, I mean, I don't know a lot about these things, but legends would suggest that it sounds like he's some sort of lich.
Well, yeah, he's got a phylactery.
Before we go
giveaway,
down,
innit?
before we go down that path, Fleeb, with a 24 history, you remember similar to Orvex, that the Company of the Yellow Banner are a group of adventurers, sometimes for hire, sometimes doing their own thing, sometimes trying to rid the world of evil. They're a little inconsistent. And back in your university academy education days, long ago, you heard of them as sort of a resource that could be purchased if you could find them, but they're kind of hard to get hold of.
So someone paid, or maybe captured them. The Warlord Raznisi. Hang on.
That was the guy who sent us in.
The undead, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Weapons and threw us in here.
Well,
his master.
No,
What a bitch!
not the undead, the no longer dead.
Yeah, these are the names mentioned in there other than Rasnisi, in case you want to...
But here's the thing. Rasnisi, if this
I glossed over some of them.
if
but they're
this
the
was
names.
true, then maybe Rasnisi was a servant of this guy, but isn't now because he wants to live, and something's going wrong here.
Perhaps so.
How do you
Because he sent us in here with our weapons, and last time he sent someone in just to die, it was without all their stuff.
Yeah, but they may have been
Good
trying
point.
to stop him, whereas claimed we were trying to help him, and so he may have just seen it as easy pickings. If you're gonna, throw someone in here by force, you may as well take their weapons if you've got that sort of power. If they're gonna walk in there willingly, just let them go and think that it's...
I mean, he seemed pretty sure he could have just killed us in that moment anyway.
You see Orvex looks kind of a bit shaken up by the full details of the questions that you asked, Scramble, and he looks a little pale, but he also seems furrowed brow and angry, saying, from what I've heard of this Akarakarak, he's not good. I'm worried that he's involved in this. And he seems more serious than you've seen him previously.
Now, what's the deal with this goat head staff?
Oh, dear.
I think it's just this dude.
It's cool.
Devlin's staff. I don't think it's anything particularly special than just
It's
the
got a
wizard
goat head
staff.
on the end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Fleeb wants to have a look at it and tell if it is anything more exciting, but
Yeah,
I
Fleeb,
think
check
it's
it
just
out.
a regular staff.
Fleeb spends 10 minutes identifying the goat-headed staff.
Okay. What you discover is...
I'm gonna play him an identification song. This is
can you
me
give me
listing every kind of magical item I can think of.
Can you give me
for
the
10
text of
minutes.
identify, please, Fleeb?
Sure, we might have been playing it a bit loose.
If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use it, and how many charges it has, if any. Okay, so this is called a Staff of Striking. If you become attuned to it, it transforms the wielder into a goat humanoid hybrid over the course of 3 days. Blah, 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 blah.
Now, is that a good thing? Is the question.
If
This
you
transformation
become-
doesn't prevent you from wielding weapons or casting spells, or yeah, that's it. Also,
Hang on a minute. Staff
Sorry.
of Striking, if you attune with it, you'll become a goat person within 3 days.
you also learn that it contains a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it.
Wow.
It has 10... Actually, I'll just share this with you. Then you can see it in more detail. Let's put this to PD, right? Yeah, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Then you can see it.
Staff of Striking. So what we have is I guess, a mildly cursed staff. If you, it will make you hit things harder, which is nice. And you can add extra punch to your hits every so often. However, you will become a goat.
Is it permanent, or is it just while you use it, you're a goat?
Make a Arcana check with advantage, Philippe.
Advantage. Boom.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. You would, with a 26 Arcana check, you would know that with the right spell, you could undo the effects of the physical transformation.
How to tell the truth?
It's
Yes.
permanent.
No.
It's indefinite, but not. Permanent.
Only magic could turn you back.
And what good is it? You hit hard with it.
Yes. You hit hard with it.
Yeah, with the 26
Well, I don't want to
Arcana,
use a stick.
with the 26 Arcana, I think you would also know that, like, in mechanical terms, +3 to attack and damage is kind of the upper echelon of magical items.
Yeah, that is incredibly good.
Yeah, it's a really good, like, it's really good, but you become a goat.
Hey, Caesar, you want to be a part goat? Which half became a goat?
I look down.
Yeah,
it-
I'm
That
down on the
is
floor.
top half, right?
So
Well, he's got horns.
Shaggy fur is all over the character's body. The eyes
Well,
are
this is
goat-like.
already hairy, so-
Horns sprout from the brow, and fingers and toes meld into double digits. Like
Oh, okay. So it's like it's not like just you turn into a goat. It's you become a bit more goat-like.
It's a humanoid goat from the sound of it.
You grow some horns and get weird eyes. This would be. Hey, Caesar, you want to be a goat?
Hey man, why do you want to turn me into a goat?
Why wouldn't you want a +3? Did you say it hits harder than just +3 as well, Paul?
You can expend the magic from the staff to release a force which will expand itself on your opponent for an extra 1d6 of force damage.
Yeah, so basically there's a number of charges that correspond to, I think, how many d6s of damage force damage you can add.
Oh wow.
It's going in the bag.
Okay.
Caesar.
in the
Well,
bag.
we're making Caesar carry it, but he's not attuning to it right now.
Okay, cool.
What? Right, okay, Jex is.
Yeah, it's just like you should carry this. I mean,
Who's got the bag?
I've got the bag.
You hand it to me and I hand it back and you put it back in the bag.
I'm trying to get you to carry it. Okay, fine. I'll whittle it down into a wooden rapier.
Cool. What would you guys like to do?
So we were discussing going around this loop and checking if anything was different out here.
I'm back
Oh,
in the
yes.
room.
So you're wanting to go round the ring to the
Yeah.
place that seems the same but
To the
doesn't
upside
have...
down, yeah.
Yep, okay.
What?
You
Okay.
can do that if you want to.
Okay, let's go to the upside down.
Well, all of us.
Caesar, you coming with?
What? Where are you wanting to go?
So we're going to the upside down and then just looking out here to see if anything's different.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Floop.
Cool.
Bloop,
You
bloop,
go
bloop, bloop,
you
bloop.
go round.
Yep, we're in the upside down.
You also notice that the corpse isn't there when you go to this
Yeah.
other location, or maybe the same location. It's not really clear. Where would you like to walk now?
So look over here.
Okay, you look down. It looks exactly the same as it did. This is the central square balcony balustraded area that you came down via, that has the bronze plaque to the
Yeah.
south of you. And
Are there any?
it's the
Ooh,
same.
this is the thing I'm gonna check. Are there any like charcoal marks of the edge of where he did his rubbing, of where Orvex did his charcoal?
Oh, okay. Make a perception check. With a 14, you don't notice any charcoal marks.
Okay. So it
And you
seems
see
like it's
Orvex.
fresh.
You see Orvex over your shoulder say, "Oh, how interesting."
All vexed
So-
with you. Okay.
Yeah, Caesar, let's go back in here.
Is it just me and Philippe? Have me and Philippe stayed
I mean,
behind?
you can come with us if you want. I think Philippe was coming with us.
Was he?
Well,
Yeah.
I was happy to go to the crossroads. I'm definitely uncertain about going elsewhere.
I mean, like, things haven't started fading to darkness, so... Some kind of spooky form.
Yeah.
What I want to do is if you use the rope, Caesar, to lower me down into the mouth here, we can see if we've opened the tomb here.
I mean, if you guys are going ahead, I guess I'll walk around this ring, but if I'll put a hand on Philippe's shoulder and ask him to stay behind a sec, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
gonna
deal. You're gonna get a rope, did you say, Jax?
Yeah, and have Caesar lower me down a bit and just
Okay.
look in the room once I'm out of the darkness.
Okay, so while you guys are preparing that rope, we'll do the little aside here between Scramble and Philippe.
Yeah, I trust you guys to like separate in character and out of character. I'm happy to have this conversation here. So how do I do this? I guess first thing I say is something like, "Hey, Philippe, do you remember? Remember when we first found you in that forest?"
No.
You mean in the mine, the dwarven
I'm,
cell?
I'm waiting for Philippe to respond.
You didn't.
Oh.
You didn't find me in a forest.
Where did we find you?
Why don't you remember?
I do remember.
Do you? There's already fire licking at my fingertips.
I'm not drawing a weapon.
Okay.
I think. Okay. Well.
Oh no.
Alright.
Oh no!
I'll play-
Hang on!
okay.
Hang on! Hang on! Hang
I'll
on!
play
No!
this
No!
game
No!
if
No!
you'll play mine.
No! Okay, hang on. What is it?
What?
Hmm.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Like that gives
What
me
it-
enough
what-
confidence to continue.
What did I sacrifice to save our lives? Just
What,
after you
the-
rescued me.
The sword, the adamantine sword.
That's good enough for me.
And what did you sacrifice it to?
A red dragon.
That'll do.
I think so. It was definitely a dragon. I can't remember if it was red or not.
What do you know about doppelgangers?
To the nature check.
Are you trying to determine what you know about them? I'll say this would be history.
I'm assuming
Cool.
that Philippe is the most likely person to know.
27.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. With a 27, yeah, you know that they are a race of humanoids that can change their shape at will, and that they are difficult to spot in a group. The general knowledge that you would know
I mean-
of doppelgangers, basically.
Key question: do they keep memories, or do they not know things? Can they not? They can't copy memories, I assume.
They don't suddenly just by copying
That's a
some
question.
form have their memory.
They don't have a natural ability to read minds.
That's the. That to Philippe,
However,
I'll show
that-
Philippe the. Sorry.
That does not mean that they would not be
yes.
capable with training.
What do you mean?
I kind of look down at myself. Like, it took years of study, but I can cast spells.
I mean, out of character
right,
note for
right.
you, Scramble, you know that Jex is walking around with a helmet of mind reading on.
You also remember, Fleet,
Right, yeah,
that
good point.
although doppelgangers don't suddenly copy the memories of the people they change into, they can do rudimentary, like, mind thought reading.
Oh, right, fair enough.
But that wouldn't
So-
help with the subject that they've turned
Yeah.
into. That would help read other people's thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
so
think.
they're quite good negotiators because they can understand the emotions of the person they're talking to, which typically means they avoid conflict.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna, because this is interesting, and I'm gonna cut back to the rope descending brigade. And then
Meanwhile, with the comedy duo,
just because it's fun. Cool. You want to climb down the rope and see what the area below looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, you climb down, and the sarcophagus is closed. There's no corpse of a dwarf, and everything else looks the same.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure my stuff's sheathed. I'm gonna be like, hey Caesar, can you pass me the shield?
Drop the shield down the hole.
Okay, I'll catch it and try and open the top of this
You
sarcophagus
need
the
to
same
make
way.
a dexterity or sleight of hand check to catch the shield.
Okay. Might as well.
Oh, with a 7, it clatters to the ground.
Okay, well I'll climb down. Okay, so where is it landed on any of the things? I'm gonna try and dangle down and pick it up from the bottom
Actually,
of the rope.
make a raw roll 20, just a raw d20 roll to see what it landed on. This is a luck check, basically. Okay, with an 18, it lands on the sarcophagus. Now roll me a d2 to see what side down it was facing, like back side of the shield or front side. With a 2, it turns the sarcophagus to rust, and you see exactly the same thing inside of it that you saw before.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can pick up this. So there's a horn again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can take it.
Okay, you climb down and try to take it.
Yeah.
Is that what happens? Okay, you pick it up, and it just feels like a horn in your hands.
Okay, cool. It doesn't have like a magically cloned spirit. Okay, well I've got a cool horn that I'm gonna put it in my bag. Rabbit unicorn horn. And okay, I'll get the shield, wrap it in like cloth, and tug again.
Totally
Tug at the rope.
Cool.
That was okay. So it was all like it was before. No dwarf. Like no one's been in this copy of the tomb. But when I took the horn, there was no like magic. There was no glow.
You hear Orvex in the distance. Oh my goodness, this is the amount of work this must have taken. How did they do it?
So, can we like explore this place safely? In here? I don't know. Maybe. Is it still? Oh. Let's go ask the other guy. Or
Let's go ask me, because maybe
Okay, yeah.
there's something a little magical about this place.
Let's go back to the crossroads. Orvex, you got any ideas, dude?
About what? This is unfathomable.
About whether like there's gonna be all the traps here, or whether it's just the like shell of it.
Okay, he's gonna make a... Fuck. What would
Is this real?
He's gonna make a... Oh my gosh. What could this possibly come under? All right, he's gonna make an intelligence check. Okay, with a 10, he says, everything seems to be the same, but you said that the skeleton didn't have any effect on you, so I would say only things that are beyond the physical plane would not be here. All the physical things should still be here.
What about that dwarf body?
That I don't know about. I'm not sure if this is actually a different place or just a very clever image. I don't know.
Can I roll insight? See if
To determine what?
Try and just like
Determine what the fuck is going
whether
on.
this is real or if this is some kind of trick on our minds.
Is
You
this
wake
a
up and find
fantasy?
yourself.
Okay, I'll
Well
say,
rested.
yeah, insight seems appropriate for that. Let's do insight. Ooh,
I don't-
natural
no,
one,
no.
but you get to roll it again. 17, okay. With a 17 insight roll, you feel that your mind is intact as is usual, and you don't feel...
So not at all.
Yeah, you don't feel different. You don't feel like you've been mentally influenced, but then again, if it was something that didn't let you know that you'd been influenced, you wouldn't know. And you feel everything around you feels real. So those were the only observations you're armed with. Like, it's not like an illusion and the walls just like disappear when you put your hands through them, and you don't feel mentally ill.
Yeah. How do I know that I'm real?
That's a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Give me a charisma saving
we
throw.
have like I
Back to the Doppelganger
thought we'd lost the bard a while ago, and now he's really gone for it.
No. I asked that question and it's like, oh, well, I'm awesome. I'm obviously real.
With a
I must be
24
real.
charisma saving throw, you resist the existential urge to write an emo album.
Like, if you ever get like a 50 on an insight check, you realize that you're playing D&D.
Technically, it would only require a 30, I would say.
I mean, 30 is for stuff that's like legendary but possible in setting, right?
Well, no, I think 30 is basically what a deity might do.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I feel like a deity could know they're in a game. I'd say that's possible.
Although, like, as a rogue, you can easily get to like 30s by the time you're level 8 or something.
Well, we'll
I
see
have-
what
I have-
happens when that happens, won't we?
I have plus 13s in 3 things if you count thieves.
Yeah.
Next time
Alright,
a
let's
30
go
is
back.
rolled, just give me a reminder, and I shall shed
And I'll
whatever
go.
light needs to be shed. Cool.
All right, we'll go back and I'll
So-
explain what
You
happened.
pick this lock.
You guys know
This
what
this will be
happened.
this will be cool. You guys go round the ring, and as Fleeb and Scramble are talking, both of you make perception checks.
Okay. Sure.
Oh, sorry,
So-
I rolled with advantage. That's an
okay.
8.
Oh.
8 from Fleeb and an 18 from Scramble. Scramble, you hear the distant footsteps above you that probably signal either your friends returning or other footsteps, and Fleeb, you're engrossed in the conversation.
Cool. For transparency, I've sent Paul the full journal details.
Cool.
There was some smaller missions that I have sent him the details of.
Sweet.
And as I hear these footsteps, I'm like, I'll take the journal back and like, shh, let's just get on with it.
So as we get back, I'm just like, okay, dudes.
Okay.
Up there,
What'd you
in the
find, guys?
downside up,
Yep.
the
Wait, are
whole
we not-
place looks the same,
Yeah.
but there's no stuff. Like, there was no dead dwarf in there. There was the sarcophagus was intact, but inside of it, here I pull out the unicorn horn. I'm like, I picked this up, but I didn't become some kind of star child.
Caesar also gets out his version of the same thing and goes, "But this is the real deal."
Do they look identical?
Oh, God. Arcana check, please.
Yes, you can make an
I
Arcana
mean,
check.
mine is just bone, right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
With
that's
a-
why I'm effectively casting like a shit version of Detect Magic.
Yeah, with a 19, you would notice that the one that Caesar is holding seems to have an aura of untapped potential, whereas the other one seems to be organic matter.
Right. So my guess is, based off the thing we have outside, the ring is another tomb. The ring is an exact copy of the tomb with all of the traps and assorted deadliness without any of the benefit.
At this point, Caesar, you feel a strange consciousness speaking to you through the horn that you're holding, and I'll add it to your. This is Dan, right?
Mhm.
Sorry, flipping back and forth between
Oh, you mean
names
this was all
is
Caesar before?
tricky.
This wasn't him acting on
This
this.
is Dan. Okay, Caesar. Okay, cool. So now you can look at that in detail. And Fleeb, you can continue your speech.
Sorry, what was that?
This everything so far we have encountered has been a trap of some form,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
This second tomb could be just a confusion.
Wouldn't surprise me.
If you didn't have someone that could work out what was real and what was not, you could end up exploring, theoretically, the entire physical. If the dungeon's physicality remains the same, you could end up dealing with all of the traps we've dealt with and so on and so forth without ever getting any closer to
But here's the thing,
the
dude.
Soulmonger.
That place was real. And what if it doesn't end? I mean, maybe this isn't what we want to be doing now. But if there's nothing alive up there, maybe when this is all through, this is a way to explore the world. We can maybe there's nothing in there. You could go out of the tomb. You could check out everything.
I have a strong suspicion that if we went back to the door we came in from, we can't get out of it.
Maybe, but it's pretty cool, and it seemed pretty real to me, and I should know because I'm the realist.
Oh, fuck, I can't lie. Your concept of reality is absolutely moronic.
Yeah, that's what you would say, book boy.
Caesar, distracted by...
Phoebe, right? You can't lie, but you don't have to vocalize every thought that you have.
Don't I?
I don't know.
Sorry,
but I'm gonna hope not.
Caesar, you were saying?
Caesar, distracted by the one... Well, not the wand. The horn in his hand, flicks it around because he doesn't really understand what he's doing and uses it.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Oh God.
Okay, just bear with me because if I remember correctly, that's got all kinds of shit that happens. Okay,
Oh
so
no.
you need to expend one of its chances. You got to choose a target within 120 feet of you. Can be a creature, object, or a point in space. Are you just picking a point in space?
I'm not choosing getting anyone, so if you want to roll a D...
Whatever for random location.
Okay, I'll say... what were you looking at the time? Like, what were you doing at the time?
I guess Sleep was actually talking, but it wouldn't be going in that direction.
Come on, fire it at me, you bitch.
Roll a d20, just a raw d20, and we'll see whether it's like a person or a point in space.
Get down, Mr. President.
Oh yeah, okay. With a 17, you basically target the space beyond the corpse, I'll say, and then you need to roll a d100. Oh gosh. Okay. I
don't know what this is.
Neither does Sleep.
Okay.
You know what it is, Dan, or are you just...
I know what it is. But Caesar doesn't.
Okay.
Sorry, one sec.
I love it. I love it and hate it.
It says 120 feet, but sorry, I've got 40-foot cube. So all of you are suddenly affected by the slow spell. So
what does that do?
Do we even realize if we're all like we just start arguing? I'm still arguing with Flea. Flea's like calling me an idiot.
So
I'm like,
everyone
dude,
needs to...
I see the truth. I see what's really happening.
Can you?
You're so wrapped.
Shut up.
Well, to be fair, you all need to make a wisdom saving throw first.
Oh, I do love my plus
Years
0.
in that
15,
cage have made you forget what life is all about, dude.
Okay, so you
Scramble
and Jax both resist, and Caesar needs to make the save as well. Fleeb, you are affected by slow.
Okay.
So
noted.
and
Fleeb
Caesar?
gets slowed down. I'm just arguing.
And so does Caesar also get affected by slow.
What Caesar's doing is he's just like whipping this horn around, but really slowly.
Okay, so now I've been hit by it. Can I sort of look at Caesar and be like, can you
not
stop?
You don't you just think that I've somehow gone really fast and I'm just shouting at you really fast.
Oh
As we
God!
argue. You don't even know what reality is.
You're cutting out there, by the way.
You don't even.
That's just him role playing really well for like how much you understand.
Yeah, this is how much you perceive of it, and you're just like, you're an idiot.
And you need to mark off, I think, one charge, Caesar?
One charge,
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Oh, okay. Caesar, can you give me that sodding horn so I can tell you what the it does?
I having seen this, I guess I turn to Jax, who's the only other person not actually is Orvex slowed.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to check for Orvex. Let's see. Where is he? He's over here. He's gonna make a wisdom save. Yeah, he's definitely slowed, and he looks terrified.
I turned to Jax, the only other person not slowed, to be like, Did you do this?
At this point, you see Fleeb and Orvex both become unslowed, as it only lasts for a minute.
I've just gone off
right.
I've just gone off for a full minute at Fleeb.
Right, I sort of push past the halfling and just sort of snatch the sort of like.
Hey, you better make a strength check, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna oppose that. It's mine.
Me.
Well, no, technically, to push past Jex is an ally, so he could just walk past you. But with a
I
strength,
rolled a 1 and I'm on minus
We're
1.
arguing at the moment.
well, no. They're both no. Fleeb needs to make a strength check, and Caesar would probably also do a strength check.
I mean, if that's
Whatever case, I've rolled a 1. I've rolled a 1.
I mean, if we're even arguing, he doesn't even make it past me. He seems like he's just walking into him, and I just push him back, and I'm like, dude, don't push me.
He's trying to walk through you while he's still slowed, and you just like keep
Yeah.
pushing him back, and he has to like make a like several second journey again. He's back.
So then I'm sort of looking at Jex then like, stop him waving that thing around.
I finally look back. I said, what? That doesn't do anything.
You are a fuck moron.
And it doesn't say
Oh wait, sorry,
how
who else failed this
concent-
low?
It doesn't say how
Caesar.
concentration works, but I'm going to say it's been a minute, so it's over anyway. But it could technically
Yeah.
have been over sooner if Caesar was aware that he was concentrating on it. But because he was just experimenting, I'll say he was probably unaware.
Yeah, I finally look back just as it ends, and I'm like, dude, he's not doing anything. What are you talking about?
All you see is that Caesar's a massive grin on his face.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You've picked up a magical item, Caesar. Do you know how to use magical items?
Well, yeah, he just.
No.
That figures.
Right. Would you like me to teach
Give it a
you?
go. I guess that sounds like a good idea.
Right, okay. Should we deal with that sarcophagus first or afterwards?
With the wand.
So, what was that?
You want me to use the wand on a sarcophagus?
No, do you want me to teach you before or after we deal with the sarcophagus in the checkered room?
Why were you guys avoiding the floor?
We were playing the floor as
Good
well.
question. Why were we?
I
One,
like it.
You
there've been
felt
traps
like
on the
it.
One, there have been traps on the floor here. Two, we were playing the floor is lava.
You know, one of those options is reasonable.
Dude, you played with us.
I do. Fair, but I didn't realize the purpose. Right.
Oh, and I'm the idiot.
I'd like to investigate the floor to see if there are any traps. If I can tell if there are any traps in the floor. While these boys are arguing.
Make a perception check.
I shall.
Oh,
I
the
will take
desire-
a flea off.
That's a low 10. It's a 10.
Okay,
Not
with
very
a 10, you don't notice the same beveled edges of the previous room on the level below that indicated a mechanism beneath. You're not certain, but it doesn't appear to have any mechanical things going on in the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think this one's trapped, guys.
Okay. So you guys can explore the items on the walls or push open the sarcophagus in the middle if you wish. I could spend time identifying the rabbit's horn to help Caesar know what it does. But I need to know what it does first.
Yeah,
So if you guys want to do that...
I'll let you do that, yeah.
Okay, so I sit in the doorway, effectively. Wherever I've gone. Where have I gone? There I am. So I'm going to effectively sit in the doorway. If you guys want to look at... If something goes wrong, I will stop what I'm doing and deal with it. But for the moment,
Sounds
if
good.
nothing... But for the moment, I'm spending 10 minutes identifying the rabbit's horn so I know what it does.
Scrabble steps onto the floor confidently and then turns back to look at them like, why were you even worried?
Okay, you stand there looking vindicated.
Yeah. And I'm going to continue up to the sarcophagus and inspect that for traps.
Okay, making perception check, I would say.
Perception over investigate, whichever you prefer.
Well, I feel like investigation would be if you were like
I'm looking for
physically
traps, like,
examining
that way.
it, and it takes a little bit longer. And perception is more if you're looking closely at it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever is more appropriate for, I guess, looking for traps rather than.
Because I feel like
touching
you
and
wouldn't
attempting to
touch
trigger
something that
traps.
you thought
Yeah,
was
you're
trapped.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
26 this time.
Yeah. You are confident that
Trapped as hell.
there are no mechanical levers attached to the lid or attached to the bottom. You notice it appears to be glued to the bottom of the ground. You notice that the room is illuminated by what appears to be natural light from the ceiling, although obviously it's not natural light. You don't notice mechanisms that you would be familiar with in your line of work.
Fair enough. All right, I don't think this is trapped either. It might be some magic inside like there's been before, but we'll deal with that when it comes up.
Yeah, but it's not one of the gods' things.
Oh, is it not? I thought we wanted to deal with this.
Now, Philippe said it wasn't one of the gods.
Oh, is it not?
Well,
Are there any like markings of animals like there have been
So,
on the other ones?
Moa doesn't recognize anything in this room.
Okay.
On the outside of the sarcophagus are spiral carvings, as well as some goblets, as well as a lavishly laid banquet table with food and grapes and things. And that's what is on the outside of the sarcophagus.
Helpfully tell Phoebe whilst he's identifying it that aid everyone go fast.
What? No, you made me go slow.
Oh, right.
What?
Okay.
You made
cool.
him go slow?
What are you hoping to determine by the identify, Fleep?
I effectively want to identify the object to know what magical properties the rabbit's foot contains, and then try to convey that to. Oh, it's not a property of the item, it's a property of the god that inhabits him.
Be both.
Could be both.
Okay. If you're trying to identify the horn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You would know by this point, although it hasn't really been 10 minutes, but let's say, let's just say for argument's sake, that there's so many effects here. It kind of ruins the fun, though, although, to be fair...
I was going to say that. It's like, what would he discern from this object? If it...
Yeah, I'll say...
With its current properties?
It's an object that has a random effect once you choose a location in space or a person to target it upon. And those effects can range from positive to negative, and they are numerous. It has seven charges, and it recovers 1d6 plus 1 expended charges daily at dawn.
Okay. Right. I sort of look at Caesar and kind
what
of...
does it do?
So... Try to remember all of the things I know about Caesar. And all of the times... Oh, gods. So... Do you remember that time in Marrakesh?
Marrakesh.
You know
Marrakesh
those magical slot machines?
Ah, yes.
One of those, but magical effects.
Sounds awesome. I want to use it again to see whether I can hit the jackpot.
I immediately sort of hold it and go, you could also commit suicide with this.
All right.
Even better, gimme.
gimme.
Cool.
Okay.
I sort of look at you and look at Jax, look at you, and go, this is incredibly powerful.
Can we ask Orvex basically whether he would be willing to use this stuff of cool goat powers?
Okay.
Because the thing, like, I am so close to using it, even though it's off my stat, but I'm like, it's still on -1 to me compared to my normal stat.
Okay, so you're asking him what? You call him over, he shuffles over and says, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I basically ask him, hey Orvex, if you attacked with strength, would you be getting worse than a -3?
Let's check what his attacks actually are.
What, would you be getting worse than a -3?
Well, this is a +3 weapon, so if you lose...
He attacks with dexterity.
Yeah, if his strength is only 3 worse or less than his dex attacks, then this makes up for that and gives you like charges to spend for bonus damage when you want.
Oh, I see. If your difference between your dex and attack modifier is
small enough, then this is just upside.
Yeah, right. I see. Okay, yeah. So yeah, my swing is a 6. So it's a big downside. I see.
Yeah.
He basically says in non-mechanical terms, my expertise with these weapons, and he gestures at his hand crossbow and his short sword, are such that I am much more likely to connect with them, even despite this staff's apparent great power.
Damn.
That's me laughing. Orvek says, I'm sorry, it seems to have great power, but I'm not sure who for.
Well, Caesar is the answer.
But does it have
Well,
great
actually, sure, you
responsibility?
just want to be a goat man.
Oh wait,
I mean, it
goat
could
man,
just
you
be-
say? Sign me
The
up.
other option is just flee, because he's not got either for basic attack, so he could actually do a decent basic attack once in a while with this.
I
We
don't
could
want to
also
turn
just-
into a goat.
Yeah, we could also just all of us not want to turn into a goat person, and
That
that'd be
doesn't
kind
make
of
it.
funny.
Why would anyone not want to be a goat?
I have
Well,
the
you
ability to
use
have
it then.
lightning
I
hands.
would.
Yeah,
I-
just use the item. You're the one
I
who's
don't
turned
have
into
enough attunement
alcohol.
slots.
He says in character.
How many things you're attuned to? Like 4 things or something stupid at this
Which
point.
is already
Like,
beyond the
I've
limit.
lost track of what they are. Like,
There's the ring of protection. There's
There's
So attuned to
Wongo's
that.
mace.
yeah.
There's
There's
the
the
flying
helm.
shield, and there's the helm.
right, okay.
Should we see what's in this flipping sarcophagus?
No,
Right. Okay.
Do we even
Yes,
need to?
Caesar,
Why?
kick
No.
that lid off.
you're the one who told us it wasn't one of the things.
No, I said it wasn't a god.
Yeah.
So why do you
Okay.
suddenly care about deity?
What? No.
One
Sarcophagus here, then it's obviously going to be a trap.
Back out there, or was
one
it-
thing at a time. Jack says that. Philippe says, Caesar, go kick it open. Who does what?
I do kind of go. He's got a point.
Who, Jax?
Yeah.
What was his point? I think I cut out.
Is it,
during-
is it like if it isn't a god, what is it?
Like,
I assumed it was a person.
if
I mean,
Moa
something
tells
I'm
us, hey,
still-
I've got no idea what this is here for, and we're here to find all the gods, then it's probably a
No,
trap.
we're not here to find all the gods. We're
strictly
here to
to
find the
find the gods.
soulmonger.
Yeah,
I'm here to find the soulmonger.
Something
Alright,
I'm still
well-
trying to figure out is who is the dead god? Because I thought all of these gods were dead at this point. But something keeps getting referred to as the dead god.
I would assume that would be. Where's the text that you had? It was.
Like, I'm looking at the plaque at the moment.
Well,
It says
it's
Bao was
well,
the dead god intoned. I'm not saying this is the dead god. I'm just like, what?
well,
That's come up before, I'm sure. And we probably
Well,
had that conversation before. I just
well,
can't remember if we.
well,
have a
well,
conclusion.
well, the dead god could be Azarak,
It could be. He doesn't.
as
doesn't sound like
we're
a god,
believing
though.
them to be undead,
Yeah, Dark Master, I guess, could be a god.
or it could be a god of the dead,
Yeah.
which Moa is. I don't know what they're the god of. I kind of squint inside my brain and kind of look at Moa, and sort of
Squint
like.
inside your brain. Oh, God.
Moa sort of looking back at me, sort of like, what?
Like,
what
hey,
are you the
baby.
god of?
New phone,
You
who
hear a
dis?
voice whisper back at you, I am the god of truth.
Okay, that's fair. I get that. I can't lie. Is the god of truth?
And you also don't have to tell it. Like, you can just not say things. I'm glad that you did in this instance, but, like, you know, you don't have to share everything, please.
You have maybe found a flaw in my personality. and why I was the member of the faculty that was sent out to find this item.
Philippe's an oversharer, textbook oversharer.
Grumpy old man, textbook oversharer.
Our poop's meant to be green.
Oh, God. Oh, no. We gotta get this stuff away from him. Or whatever it was.
These swirls in the top of the sarcophagus, are they? Does it look like a sink?
A sink. Is that what you said?
Yeah, as if like water would flow down into it.
You can make a perception check. Okay, with a 22 perception, it doesn't particularly look like a sink. It looks more hieroglyphic, like the spiral is the symbol for whatever the spiral is the symbol for.
Right. Okay.
You said that this room is filled with what looks like natural light but clearly isn't.
Yeah, from the ceiling above, you get a beam of what feels and looks like natural light, but is clearly coming from a ceiling.
Okay. Well, maybe it's sunlight, and the dead abhor sunlight, so maybe opening this sarcophagus is fine. You get me? I turn back to everyone else.
What does the 4 mean?
Sorry?
How was the dead god intended? Well, so far none of us have bowed while we've been bickering here, so maybe that isn't a problem.
Well, I mean, this says this is another tomb. Like, that's what the thing said about this room. Or maybe
Well,
going around.
that's what it said about the ring.
The ring, yeah, okay. So,
Question:
if we're worried about-
did you guys look into this room when you went around the ring?
Yeah, it looked the same.
Oh, okay.
Except there was no skeleton, dude.
Skeleton man.
So, what I want to check, did you look at these heads at all?
These what now?
Has anyone looked at the heads around the side of the room?
Nope.
Okay, what are these, what's the deal with these heads?
Okay, you can make
What's the deal with the heads?
You can make
What the
a
hell? Who knows that?
perception check, please.
Hey.
Okay.
not
With
bad.
7. You notice
It's the head.
yeah, inside the mouth of each large sort of devil face appears to be a small gap and then a stone wall inside the mouth where the throat would be if we're going to get anatomical. And the gap is about 2 feet in diameter. And the gargoyle heads themselves are about 5 foot tall and 5 feet wide. And the mouth hole is 2 feet in diameter.
Okay. Well, I guess that's... So it's like
Decoration?
blocked off. It's like there's an opening, but then there's something blocking it off on the inside?
With a 7, you just see a stone wall inside the mouth. You're not
Okay,
sure
yeah.
what function it serves, if any.
Sounds like
Okay.
it's just walled up. Sounds like it's just decoration.
Well, look, I don't know about this, but this doesn't seem to be, like, part of the rest of things to me. If you guys want to play with it, fine, but maybe look around everything first. Then I go back and I'm just going to play some music from here. Cause,
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to go from here, because I don't know. I feel like something's going to attack us in there.
Is there anything magic about this coffin? Has anyone checked for magic?
If anyone
Is that
has
something
like
you can do
detect
easily?
magic, they can do
I
it.
could attempt to cast Detect Magic with my brand new book.
Oh, I don't know how that works, but if you want to give it a whirl.
Is that how that works?
We'll do while you guys...
I think basically it would be a ritual cast, so it would just take you a while.
Yeah, well,
we'll do while you
well,
guys
I
play
could
for the
spend
trap.
10 minutes casting Detect Magic, or I do a arcane check to go. Is it like it's that kind of difference with like is it ice cream versus I know the flavor of what ice cream it is.
Okay. So give me an
Yeah, I'm
Arcana
happy
check,
just to
and
know-
we'll do the quick one.
Yeah, let's do if magic, and then we'll decide if it's worth.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right.
With a natural 1, you're a little flummoxed by what you've seen so far, and you're unable to get in touch with your senses on this one.
So, is it magic, Fleeb? You can't lie.
If I'm honest with you, my brain
have
is gonna blank.
Oh,
Could
that wasn't
be.
the answer I was expecting. I guess
Is
you know you got a
like
lot
the
going on.
sarcophagus actually like attached?
Like
Say it was
like
glued.
Sorry, Caesar's question is what?
Sorry, that Gleb's about to say something. You can wait.
I do kind of agree with Jex in the sense of if this is not one of the 9 gods, do we really care?
I mean, we're not here for the 9 gods, so any more we can learn about anything going on.
Well, I'm here for the soulmonger.
And I'm here for the loot. What do you ask?
Okay, fair point.
And now, what was Caesar going to say now that we've transpired?
I was just going to ask whether anyone had actually tried to move this sarcophagus lid, and
yeah.
whether the lid is actually stuck.
Firstly, to your first question, no. And to your second question, no one knows.
Yeah,
Can I
no one's
see
tried
whether
to-
we can move it?
What, just the lid?
Yeah. Try and open it. or at least see whether you can.
Yeah, the debate is whether we should open it right now for some reason.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm down for
You-
just doing it.
How do you open the lid exactly? What level of is it
I-
like peeking
I'm
inside
gonna,
a
I'm gonna
book?
try and let's see whether there's any like give to it just by pushing it like sideways, like off. Try and push it off the
Okay.
container.
You apply some pressure and it moves about an inch. You see the inside lip of the sarcophagus and the darkness within, but obviously it's a tiny crack, so you can't really see anything. But it does move, it seems.
Unless the guys stop me from doing it, I just shove it the rest of the way.
I'm gonna
Okay.
take a little step back, but otherwise it won't sort of like see him starting. But I'm not
Okay,
only
Fleet,
only like one step back,
Do you do anything at this?
just to be a bit better prepared because I'm slightly better from further away.
Sorry, Fleeb, the lid's probably being pushed towards you. I assume you step out of the way at the very least.
I stepped to the left at least. Yeah.
Okay.
And a
Cool.
step to the left. Wait.
And then a step to the. Oh, not again.
As the lid clatters to the ground, bum, 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 you see a small wooden plaque inside the coffin.
I ain't dead.
Caesar's probably
I'm
the
stepping
closest.
forward again.
No bones on
Let's
nothing.
see.
It says in common, drown your sorrows in common, and you suddenly hear a stone scraping sound, and a stone directly above Jex starts moving towards the ground.
Go, 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 go,
Is it-
go. Run
is
to
it-
the door.
It's coming down on me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna step back.
Okay, you step back.
I'm gonna. Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, what do the rest of you do?
Yeah, run for the. run to
Does
get-
it make a noise? Can we hear it?
Yeah, it makes a scraping
Oh, well, I'm
stone
gonna.
noise.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, guys, the door's closing.
Like
Yeah,
a,
let's just like
Immediately dive towards the door. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
you
same.
run towards the door.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
we'll
fine.
do.
You run.
Do we-
You make it outside,
Win.
and you notice that if you're standing there, it's still coming towards you.
Yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
wait, it's
Just-
coming towards us.
No, sorry. Caesar's still
going
standing
down.
in the gap, so it's a 5-foot stone block.
It's on.
Oh,
that
there.
square.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought it was.
You didn't see anything else in the coffin, did you, Caesar? Just the plaque.
No, it just said drown your sorrows.
Cool.
That's probably
Yeah.
us. I imagine
see-
we're the sorrows.
I somehow feel it's going to fill with water.
Yep, I
You-
listen for the.
Well,
tinkling
wait,
of
no,
water.
it smelled like wine. It's gonna fill with wine, right?
Oh, in that case, let me back in there.
You know, that's a fair point.
Yeah, let's go back.
Well, curiosity didn't kill the cat today, but maybe it should have. Right.
Cool. So
Oosh.
you
I'm just looking so smugly at Fleeb.
We've seen
A
this.
huge smile on my face.
I didn't say it wasn't going to have a trap in it.
We said this. Does this look like the thing we saw down the mouth hole? This one up here.
What?
You know, on the layer below us, there was a stone off to the right. Does it look like a similar situation?
no,
haven't.
the
What do you
stone
mean?
in that room on the eastern exit from that barge
Yep.
sarcophagus room, it was a stone blocking the path, but it didn't look like the same stone.
Okay, sure.
Do we?
Well,
Can
yeah.
we hear stuff
Maybe
happening
we
on the
should-
other side?
Can you hear what now?
From the other side of the stone, is that? Can we hear anything?
Someone that's nearby can make a perception check.
I think running liquid is what we're looking for.
I'll do it.
Sure.
Yeah,
the
well, we might
closest.
as well just hit it.
Okay, yeah, Caesar, with a 19, you hear a distant trickling noise, quite faint.
Yep. There's water in there now. Maybe we should go check the other version of this room to see if anything's changed.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay.
I don't.
We-
I think.
Which
We
which
run
which
around
floor
the
are we
loop.
on? Are we on
We're in the real world right
or,
now.
or not corpse floor?
We're in the what? Sorry.
You're in the corpse
Wait.
floor at the
We're in
moment.
corpse floor.
Okay. So we just go back up to the non-corpse and look at the other room.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay,
Go to the upside down.
you go around the ring. There's no longer a stone in front of the entranceway, and everything looks the same as it was before.
Okay, can we tie a classic? Oh no, we'd lose the rope if we did that. I mean, we could just
What
flip
did
the
you
lid
wanna
and
do?
run out. Just see if it triggers in the same way.
But maybe it won't trigger because the
No, maybe it won't.
liquid has
Maybe
already
it won't.
been used.
Should we?
But if there was anything of use in there, it wouldn't be worth anything.
I'm like, okay, I tie the rope around me.
What?
And hand it to Caesar. I'm like, okay, as soon as I flip this, yank me out.
Oh, for God's sake!
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
The old man over there managed to beat the.
I'm getting out the way. I'm definitely getting out
Look, I
the
don't
way,
wanna-
and I'm
just
all
because
the
he
way
made
around
it-
the fucking
Just because
ring.
he made it once doesn't mean I want to take the risk.
Okay,
Okay.
fair.
You open
Ready
the
to go.
Okay, I
sarcophagus
flip
again.
it and then immediately get him to yank me away.
Okay, you get yanked and dragged away, and you see.
Wait a
that
minute, you didn't yank on the thing 5 times.
You see at
This was a
roughly
sight Peyton.
the same rate of dissension. The rock eventually, after a few seconds, hits the ground, and then you listen, and you hear a similar trickling noise.
Yeah, we broke
So-
this one. Let's go.
Is this just like a test chamber?
Well, maybe it could just be a trap chamber. Maybe there was something in the. Maybe if you're too greedy to look inside the coffin, the sarcophagus, to try and find something that isn't there, maybe you drown.
Maybe.
No, I mean the ring as we go back round the ring. Like, is this just a backup? Because
But if you go and face,
talking about this, the soulmonger, I don't know how much we've talked about that. I don't know that much about it right now, but I don't know if I've missed something.
it is the thing that is preventing those that are undead from remaining in their undead state and preventing those to be reincarnated. All souls are not going to their version of Valhalla in the area. They are going within
Wait, is
the
the
soulmonger,
soulmonger a person or an item?
an object
Okay.
of mythological point.
Yeah, okay,
potency. I don't know what
yeah.
it looks like.
If that's the thing that we came in here to get, yeah, fair enough.
That's the thing that I came here to
Yeah,
find.
so when you said soulmonger, it sounded like a person. I was like, I didn't know that was a.
The mongerer of souls.
I did know
Souls
that there
for
was
sale.
an item doing that.
So.
Yeah, I did know there was an object that we were going for. So fair enough. Okay, we go back to the real world.
Cool. You're back where you were before. Well,
Anything
you
cool?
What you're
presume
saying
where you
about
were
it
before.
being like overall trap.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Maybe
I-
it would be because if you knew anything about this place in Ormu, you would know that this room doesn't belong. So maybe it just punishes the ignorant in a weird way.
I mean,
Well,
it
we have
didn't
what-
seem like the rest of it. That's all.
Yeah, so I'm a tad suspicious still of this place, of this particular room. But nonetheless, we have one corridor left to explore.
Wait, what does Shape Earth allow you to do with stone?
Well, it allows me to move it, but so far when I've tried on a couple of these walls, there's been resistance.
Yeah, I think
I-
move earth is. I think it has a limitation if you encounter like worked stone or something like that.
I think it's move earth, not move stone.
Yeah, exactly. If you target loose earth, it's all good. You can excavate it. If dirt or stone, you can make it difficult
but not move
terrain.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can make
because
it
there's
bumpy.
stone movement spell is a different spell, like being
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
carve out stone.
What about you? You're the stone guy. You know the stone cutting. You don't happen to have like a stone drill to put like a little hole here and maybe see if we can get a trickle of something.
Oh yeah, I do. I pull out the wand and blast the.
Oh God!
Nice. Okay, roll.
Can
roll,
can Flea's reaction be flat to the floor?
Yes, you can.
Oh my word!
Roll a
Have you got the
D100.
god of literally zero?
You can
have a
also
drill, and you're just
Caesar.
like, yes, a magic wand.
Caesar also has a D8 of inspiration as you suddenly feel the presence in your mind give you new energy. So you can choose to use that inspiration on this roll or on anything else. But it's an
on the
inspiration.
roll, so I can change its result, knowing what it would change it to.
Well, technically, I suppose you.
Oh, if I roll
Yeah.
it again.
Yeah, to be honest,
Or-
I kind of like that. Yeah, you can
Yeah, you
choose
can
to
choose.
use it knowing the outcome would be different if you used the inspiration.
Well, fine. I'll-
Those two choices are a bit shit.
Well,
I'll use
it's a
inspiration
D8,
because it's
so-
funny.
It's a D8. How much higher could you go? I don't know
we'll
what
see.
kind of number they are. Does that give you like 8 different possible other
I'm gonna
outcomes?
use the full D8 and go
Okay.
to the one that might actually, might be useful. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. And cool. There, is it happening?
So it's an 89.
You roll a.
Oh,
you know, you
did I-
rolled the
I need to roll it. I need to roll. Sorry.
Yeah. It's not just 8 points. Okay, so
Oh,
88.
What was that,
Okay.
88?
That is
So tell
still
me-
the same.
Tell me what you're targeting.
The stone block that is
Okay.
descended.
What happens is roll 1d4 for me.
What is going on?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So basically, your wand emits a stream of 40 gems, and they hit the stone block at the far end of the corridor with severe impact, causing chips to come out of the stone, and they just lie there on the ground. And it makes a sound, and that is where we will end the session.
hey, Philippe, I hit the jackpot.
God damn it.
they
was
will
great.
probably vanish.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.